A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Five bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells moving immediately.
That's it. Let's roll.
Let's go. Firefighters. Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the demon of fire. In just a minute, we'll join Chief Cody and Tim down by the docks, where Tim and his friend Mushnosky have just come under the suspicious scrutiny of Sergeant McGurk, after the young fireman had brought up a bundle of counterfeit plates from the bottom of the river. Sergeant McGurk thinks the boys may be implicated in some way and wants to see them at headquarters. And to make matters worse, Mushnosky has suddenly turned up missing. Before we find out what happens next, hear an interesting message. Let's go, firefighters. Let's go down to the office of the Tennacombe Towboat Company, where Chief Cody is saying to Tim,
You mean to say Mushnosky left without letting me know?
Well, sir, he had to take the diving gear back and...
Oh, well, then he ought to be back soon, huh?
Well, I don't think so, sir.
Well, why not, Colin?
Well, after we found those counterfeit plates and you phoned for the police, he acted sort of strange.
What do you mean, strange?
Well, sir, he talked about how he used to know people back in the carnival days that passed phony money and...
Oh, that does it. Wait till McGurk hears about that.
McGurk, sir? Oh,
what? Never mind. You'll find out soon enough. All right, what else did he say?
Well, sir, he said if the police were getting into it, he wanted no part of it.
Yeah. Well, whether he likes it or not, he is in it. For sure. Tim, where's Mushnosky live? Do you know?
Oh, yes, sir. On Dulcimer Street. I was there once to see him. Why, Chief?
You've got to get him. Sergeant McGurk wants to see you both down at headquarters right away.
Both of us?
Yep.
What, you mean me too?
You too, Tim.
Oh, but, Chief, how am I mixed up in this thing? I just went
I know, kid. I know that you or Mushnosky probably have nothing to do with how those plates got on the bottom of the river. But McGurk says this counterfeit case is red hot. They're not missing any bets.
Oh, but gosh, Chief Cody, just because Mushnosky and I were...
That's the trouble, Tim. One of the persons suspected in the case happens to have the name of Mushnosky.
Oh, I see. Oh, but not Mush. Why, he's...
Yes, I know. He's your friend. And it's hard to think of a friend being mixed up in a thing like this. But he is, and it's up to us to get him down to police headquarters and get the whole thing cleared up.
Oh, you said it, sir. He's got Mush all wrong, I know.
Yeah, I think so, too. And for Mushnosky's sake, and yours, I certainly hope so.
Well, what do you mean by that, Chief?
Have you forgotten? Sergeant McGurk wants to see you, too.
Oh, gosh, yes, sir, I had forgotten. Gee, I take a walk on the bottom of the river and come up with a red-hot case for the police.
Yeah, which reminds me. We'd better find Mushnosky and get down to headquarters quick. All right, let's head for Dulcimer Street.
Climbing into Chief Cody's big car, Tim and the Chief lose no time getting across town to Dulcimer Street. As they pull up before an old 3-story brownstone house, Tim says,
Well, I think this is it. Yes, sir. The apartment on the first floor, rear.
All right, Tim. Poor neighborhood, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You know, this whole tenement area is nothing but one big fire trap.
You said it, Chief Cody. More fires in this section than any other in the city, according to the figures.
Well, been studying, I see. Good boy, good boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, but knowing that it's a fire trap, Chief Cody, doesn't improve the situation.
No. Oh, here's the bell, Mushnosky. Oh, just ring.
Yeah, Mush has had quite a time of it, I guess. Folks pretty poor. Father's dead, I think. Mother works as a cleaning woman in one of the big office buildings.
Yeah. Doesn't look like anybody's at home. I'd better ring again.
Yes, sir.
Has he got any brothers or sisters, do you know?
Well, he doesn't talk very much about his family, Chief. He did mention once, though, that he had a cousin.
I wonder if his name is... Oh, here comes someone.
Yes, who is it?
I'm Chief Cody of the fire department, ma'am.
Fire department? Is the building on fire?
Oh, no. Nothing like that.
Oh.
No, we're looking for a man by the name of Gabriel Mushnosky.
Oh, Gabriel. Sure, I'm his mother. Won't you come in?
Thank you, Mrs. Mushnosky. Oh, this is another member of the fire department. Tim Collins, a friend of Mush's, Gabriel.
Sure. Tim, I hear all the time about you from my son. He like you, I think. Here, come right in the living room.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Mushnosky.
Not very fancy, not much room. But I guess we find a place to sit, huh?
Thank you, Mrs. Mushnosky, but we're sort of in a hurry. Is Gabriel here? We'd like to see him if he is.
Gabriel?
Yes.
No, he's not here now. In the day, he works down at the fire department. He worked with you, Tim. Isn't that so?
Oh, yes, he does, Mrs. Mushnosky, but, well, he left a while ago, said he was coming home. We thought that...
No, he not come home yet. There trouble? Something happened to Gabriel?
Oh, no. Nothing's wrong, Mrs. Mushnosky.
Oh.
I just want to see your son on some fire department business. He hasn't shown up then, huh?
No, he's working, I think. He not down at the fire station?
No, but, well, perhaps he's back there now. I guess maybe we misunderstood where he was going.
Oh, hope nothing wrong. So proud when Gabriel gets to be fireman. He have hard time before. Traveling around with carnival, all kinds of people. Do not like. But now, a fireman. His father be awful proud if he alive.
Yes, your son is doing fine, Mrs. Mushnosky. He's a good fireman. You're sure he hasn't come home, huh?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Now, wait. To make real sure, I take a look in his room in back. I was out a little while to the store. Maybe he come in while I was gone, but I don't think. I'll be right back.
As Mrs. Mushnosky leaves, Chief Cody and Tim let their eyes wander over the room. It is a small room, shabbily equipped with the cheap, frugal furniture of the very poor. Over the old marble mantel hangs the framed certificate Mushnosky received from rookie school. In a corner is a rumpled daybed covered with a litter of clothes. As Chief Cody's eyes roam over the cluttered objects in the room, he speaks.
Decent of you to put the old lady's fears at rest about Mush. No need getting her upset, at least not yet.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's some explanation why Mush isn't here, Chief. Maybe he went back to the station after all.
Maybe so. You know, I have a greater respect for Mushnosky and what he's done for himself after seeing this little room. Coming from the slums like this, fighting his way up. I hope McGurk's all wrong.
Oh, he's got to be, Chief. Mush is as fine a guy...
Wait a minute. Do you see what I see?
What's that, Chief? What do you see?
Over on the daybed in the corner.
Well, what is it?
A pair of pants.
Oh, yeah, there's a pair of pants, all right.
Now, look, a pair of tweed pants, Tim.
Oh, sure, they're tweed, all right, but I still can't see...
That coat the counterfeit plates were wrapped in. That was tweed, too.
Hey, that's right.
And, if I'm not awfully mistaken, these pants match that coat.
I believe you're right, Chief. Yeah, same color, same texture. Gosh, you suppose that means...
I don't know what it means, Tim, but I don't like the looks of it.
Gee, maybe Mush is mixed up in this thing after all, but I can't...
Here comes Mrs. Mushnosky.
No, Gabriel not here. I look everywhere. He must be at fire station.
Yes, maybe he is, Mrs. Mushnosky. Well, we won't bother you any more in any case. Come on, Tim, we'll be going.
I'm sorry you come for nothing.
That's all right, Mrs. Mushnosky. You've been very helpful. Now, come on, Tim.
Yes, sir.
You sure everything all right with my Gabrielle?
Don't worry, Mrs. Mushnosky. Everything's all right, I'm sure. And goodbye.
Goodbye. I tell Gabrielle you call.
Oh, gosh, Chief, you... Well, don't you think maybe we should have taken those pants for Sergeant McGurk to examine?
That's police business, Tim. Nothing for the fire department to get into. We'll report it to McGurk, of course, and then let him carry on from there.
Gosh, as much as I hate to admit it, it looks like Mush is mixed up in this counterfeit business.
Yeah, Tim, it certainly looks bad. And we'd better get down and see Sergeant McGurk at police headquarters on the double.
Well, it looks like the fire department is getting deeper and deeper into the case of the counterfeit plates. Can it really be that Private Mushnosky, Tim's friend, is involved with a gang of counterfeiters? If he's not, why has he disappeared when the police came into the case? And what about the pair of pants the chief found in Mushnosky's apartment? Do they really match the counterfeiter's coat? We'll learn the answers to a lot of these questions in the next true-to-life episode of The Firefighters. In just a moment, Chief Bob Cody will tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But first, here's a message you ought to hear. And now, Chief Bob Cody with a special notice for the Firefighters Brigade. Chief Cody.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Chief Cody. And here's a tip to you folks who may be building fires on hiking and camping trips, or right around home, for that matter. Whatever you do, avoid using inflammable liquids, kerosene, fuel oil, or gasoline to start your fires. Paper and small kindling will do just as well, and it's a lot safer. And don't forget to make sure that fire is out when you leave. Well, that's all for now. You'll hear from me soon.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on the same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's roll! Let's go! Firefighters!
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is sign. S-I-G-N.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Well, what do you know? That's me. Well, here I am again with $3,500 for one of our couples.
Groucho, we have a young engaged couple for you now. They volunteered to be on the show just...
For me? Oh, how nice.
Well, not exactly. They volunteered only to be on the show just before we went on the air. And I'd like you to meet them, folks. Would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx?
Well, an engaged couple, eh? Well, that's welcome, youngsters, to the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. An engaged couple, eh? That's very romantic. And you're a very romantic-looking couple.
Thank you.
I guess that's because it's spring. And in the spring, a young man's thoughts lightly turns to mush. And occasionally income tax. Miss, what's your name again?
Sally Smoot?
Sally Smoot, did you say?
Yes, I did.
Well, Sally, you're a cute smoot. What's a smoot?
Well, it's an old German name, and it used to be Von Smoot, but they just cut off the Von and just left the Smoot.
Is Von still living?
Well, I think so.
How old are you, Sally?
I'm 18.
18?
Mm-hmm.
Gee, you're real young to be 18, aren't you? And you're going to get married, eh? Smart girl. You're going to get rid of the name Smoot. Is that the reason?
No.
What's the name of the man you're going to marry?
Alden Oberjurgi.
Is that right? No, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon, Sally. What did you say?
Alden Oberjurgi.
Now, you just made that up. Seriously, you mean you're going from Smoot to Oberjurgi? How far is it from Smoot to Oberjurgi? I made the trip once by shrimp boat. I don't remember how long it took me, though. Mr. Oberjerky, what kind of a name is Oberjerky?
Well, it's partly Polish.
Polish?
Polish. Polish.
Are you from Poland? What part of Poland are you from, Walden?
Jacksonville, Illinois.
That's behind the Iron Curtain, isn't it?
United States.
Oh, I thought Jacksonville was in Florida. Well, I'll just call you Al, eh?
That's fine.
I could keep calling you Mr. Oberjerky, but then we wouldn't have time for the big question later on. Or anything else for that matter. Why don't you just shorten it to Jakey? Or have the Ober cut off by the same fellow that cut your name down. Mr. Ober, when are you going to get married?
Well, sometime around 4th of July.
What a curious way to observe Independence Day. Well, I guess the fireworks will start after the ceremony. Do you have a job, Sally?
Yes, I do. I work for Van de Kamp's Hall and Dutch Bakery.
You work in a bakery?
Mm-hmm.
That's so. What do you, first thing you do in the morning? I suppose you call the rolls, huh?
No, I put on my cap and my apron.
Oh. Is that all you do? You just put on and then you go home? Huh?
No.
What sort of work do you do? Do you wear a cap and gown, too?
Well, I wear a cap, but I don't wear a gown. I run a service station.
Well, run it over here. I'm out of gas.
I can't.
Where do you run this service station?
Well, I run a Chevron service station on the corner of 2nd and Santa Ana in Belmont Shore, Long Beach, California.
That was a nice plug, Al. Buttering up the boss a little, eh?
Well...
You suppose he'll give you a raise after that?
No, I don't think so. I'm the boss.
Not after the 4th of July, you know. Well, you're a lovely, nice, wholesome American couple, and I'm sure you're going to be very happy together, and you have my best wishes. I hope there'll be many little Oberjerkies. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $3,500 question. Right now, there's something of importance to everybody that I want you to listen to.
Put yourself in the driver's seat. Step down on that accelerator. Then feel that power. Surging power. Power you never dreamed a car could have. That's what you'll experience when you drive the new, the spectacular, the 160-horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome 8. Your DeSoto Plymouth dealer invites you to stop in and try this great new car yourself from behind the wheel. Once you drive it, you'll want the new DeSoto Fire Dome 8. DeSoto's mighty 160-horsepower V8 engine gives you power with smoothness never before achieved. Extra power in all speed ranges. But, of course, that's only one big reason why you should decide on DeSoto. DeSoto also brings you sensational power steering that lets you turn the wheel with one finger, even when the car is at a standstill. And, of course, power brakes, safety rim wheels, waterproof ignition, Oriflow shock absorbers, feature after feature that makes DeSoto your very best car value. Tomorrow, stop at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers and see America's most talked-about new car, the 160-horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome 8. Drive it.
All right, now let's see how well you work together as a team. George?
Yes. All right, you bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions. And the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $3,500 DeSoto Plymouth question later in the show.
That's pretty clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even I understand that. All right, let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected songs with a color in the title as your category. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
All of it.
All of it? All right, what is the name of this song? Play, Jerry.
Go ahead.
All right, what do you say, kids?
silver strands among the gold.
Well, silver threads amongst the gold, but that's close enough.
And you're on your way. You have $40.
That's a pretty old song for a young couple, I think.
I never heard it before.
I never heard it before either. Remember, you're going to $3,500 tonight. Now, how much of this swag of the $40 are you going to risk this time?
$40.
$40, huh? All right, give me the title of this song. Moon is right.
Oh, you're really climbing. You now have $80.
The songs are getting younger and they're getting faster. Here's your third question. How much of the 80?
80.
80. See if you can identify this tune. Okay, Mr. Fielding. Green Eyes is right.
You now have climbed to $160.
Here's your last chance to be the other couples. How much of the 160?
All of it.
All of it, huh? They're real gamblers. You know, if you win this, that's as much as you can earn on this show, including my salary. Here we go. Play it, Jerry. The old gray mare is not what it used to be. Well, kiss me.
And you wind up with a grand total of $320.
Thanks and good luck, Minnesota. Thanks and good luck, Minnesota. It's hopeless. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Groucho, we invited some horsewomen and some fishermen to the program tonight.
What are they, centaurs?
And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mrs. Marjorie Kessler and Mr. Andrew Mardisick. And here they are, folks. Meet Groucho Marx.
Well. Welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. A common word, something you see every day.
Fish.
A horsewoman. You don't have to look at me when you say fish. I'm sure I inspired that. A horsewoman and a fisherwoman, eh? I presume you're the horsewoman, eh, Miss Kessler?
Mrs. Kessler.
Oh, that sounds too bad. I'm sorry. Well, you're a very attractive filly. Where are you from? Philadelphia?
No.
You're not from Philly?
No.
Where are you from?
Cornish, New Hampshire.
How old are you, Marjorie?
Well, that's not a fair question, is it?
Well, give me a crooked answer. I don't know. We don't object to a little chicanery here. You're young enough to admit your age, but it isn't necessary. I'll find it out later anyhow. I would say you're 19.
Thank you, sir.
Now I know she isn't. Are you married, too, huh?
Yes, sir.
How long you been married?
10 years.
10 years? Yes. You're 27. What does your husband do?
He's a builder.
He's a builder?
Mm-hmm.
Of what, blocks or...
Houses.
Houses?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you meet him? Were you wearing your foundation at the time? How did you meet him, Marjorie?
I met him in a barn.
Well, you couldn't pick a better place, huh? What was he doing there? Was he a horse at the time?
No, but he had a very nice horse.
He did, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing in the barn?
Well, admiring the horse.
Did you go there every day just to admire that horse?
Well, he was an awfully nice horse.
And you finally married him, eh? Well, that's very nice. Mr. Mardisish?
Yes, sir.
You just made that up, huh?
No,
What kind of a name is Mardisish?
Slavovich.
You say you know a Slav who's got the itch?
Itch.
I'm not interested in your friends. I want to know what name you use.
My father's name.
That's your father's name, eh? You're a fisherman?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. What kind of a fisherman?
Tuna.
That's a piano, isn't it? Well, be careful with your hook. You're talking to one of the biggest suckers in California. Are you married?
Yeah.
Well, you're the sucker then, not me. Some fisherman. He got caught himself. How did you meet your wife?
On a dance. One time I went to the dance with my girlfriend and was tag dance.
You what?
Was tag dance. Somebody got my girlfriend.
And what is a tag dance?
When you get another girl to dance.
No. You didn't like the girl you brought to the dance, is that it?
Well, I make mistake. There was my girlfriend, and today my wife was same but size and the same dress up, and I make mistake.
You know, I haven't understood anything that's been said to me tonight. This has been a real baffling evening so far. Now, what do you fish for, Andrew? Compliments, mainly?
For living.
And do you catch many of those?
All depends a lot.
What kind of fish do you catch, Andy?
Tuna.
How big is a tuna?
2 pole.
2 pole? Why do you measure a fish by a pole?
When
you don't measure a pole by a fish, do you?
When 1 pole can handle, you put 2 poles on 1 hook.
You put 2 poles on 1 hook, huh? How big are those fish?
Pretty good size.
He thinks he's under oath here, I think. Well, let's horse around a bit, you and I. For example, Marjorie, what kind of a horsewoman are you? Do you work on a ranch, or do you drive a milk wagon, or just what does it consist of? Do you ride bareback, or do you wear an overcoat?
I do most of my riding in horse shows.
In horse shows, I see. Well, you're a society horsewoman, is that it?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, you can if you want. What do you do at the horse show?
Well, I ride jumpers.
Just jumpers, huh? Do you wear them or do you ride them? Okay.
I ride them.
Well, tell us about the jumping event. This ought to be quite interesting.
Well, there are different types of jumping classes.
Mm-hmm.
There are, like there's the 5-foot class, the touch and out class, the knock down and out class.
That sounds like society, all right. That's society at zeros. What do you mean by the knock down and out class?
Well, the horse that... if a horse knocks down a fence, he is eliminated.
I knocked down a fence the other day. You only want to give me $12 for a gold watch. Well, I learned on that tonight, thanks to you two. And if you want to learn something, just drop in and see your new DeSoto Fireman. It's a great car. Now, you're going to play You Bet Your Life. Beat our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $3,500 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The engaged couple won $320, and the secret word is sign.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected sports parks and stadiums. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
$18.
Okay. $18. All right. In what city is the Yankee Stadium?
New York.
New York is right.
And you're on your way. You have $38.
Remember, you're going for $3,500 tonight. How much of the $38 will you bet this time?
$37.
$37. In what city is the Orange Bowl?
It's in Florida. Miami.
What city? Miami is right.
You now have $75.
You've never taken your horses there, have you? All right, there's your third question. How much of the $75 will you bet?
74. Huh? 74.
That's the last question. Huh?
No.
No, you got one more after this.
Okay.
74.
74. In what city is Soldier Field?
In Chicago.
Chicago is correct.
You have now climbed to $149.
It's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet? All of it. In what city is Franklin Field? Talk it over. Franklin Field. What city? Take a stab if you don't know. There are only 3,859 cities in the United States.
I don't know. It isn't in Detroit, is it?
No, it's Franklin Field. It's in Philadelphia.
Oh, they went broke, Roger.
Sorry, you went broke on the last question.
Oh, well.
Well, nobody leaves here broke. We're going to give you one more question. If you get this right, you'll split $25 between you. Now, think carefully and please no help from the audience. Ready? How many leaves in a 4-leaf clover? 4 is right, Andy. Thanks and good luck to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We asked for some housewives and some husbands to volunteer tonight, Groucho. And here are the two that were chosen. Mrs. Lillian Sweet, Mr. Herman Zuckerman. Would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome, folks, to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word. Say the secret word, and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. A housewife and a husband, eh? Lillian Sweet and Herman Zuckerman. Well, now, let's see. Lillian, where are you from?
I was born in Redlands, California. I'm a native.
Oh, a native, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, that's most unusual, huh? And Herman, where do you hail from?
Oh, I was born in New York City where the Essex Street Park is.
Where is? Well, what is?
Essex Street Park is
Essex Street. Oh, I see. We'd rather you wouldn't mention that name on this show, if you don't mind.
I can't help it. I was born there.
I'd like you to realize that Ferdinand DeSoto discovered the Mississippi River, in addition to the Fire Dome 8. How long you're married, Lillian?
Yes, we've been married 19 years.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you're an extremely young-looking woman to be married that long. Your husband must have treated you most gently these years, huh?
He had.
Lillian, it isn't necessary to shudder when I mention your husband. How long have you been married, Herman?
First time 5 years, the second time 30 years.
How did you get the reprieve? What happened the first time? Something must have happened.
My mother-in-law came to visit us.
Say no more, Herman. I understand perfectly. How did you meet Exhibit B?
I married my mother-in-law.
Well, that's certainly an original way of getting rid of your mother-in-law. Now, would you mind explaining that, if there is an explanation? Precisely what happened, Herman?
Oh, I met my mother-in-law in a department store, and she was a widow at the time.
Just a moment. Do you make a practice of roaming through department stores, picking up elderly women?
Sometimes.
Pretty honest about it. Now, Mrs. Sweet, how did you meet your husband?
Well, he came out with my sister's boyfriend, and he came out to meet me, and I had made a previous date, and I went on my date and left him there to play rummy with my parents that evening. I think he lost about 65 cents.
Well, was he a rummy at the time, or was it just a...
That was just a game they were playing.
I see. Now, what did Mr. Sweet say when he proposed? Do you remember? Did he whisper sweet nothings to you?
Well, no, he didn't propose. My brother-in-law did the proposing.
This has been a tough night all evening. Well, that's natural. You married your brother-in-law, Herman married his mother-in-law, and I was a male war bride. Lillian, if you married your brother-in-law, what happened to Mr. Sweet? He's sour on the whole thing by this time, I guess. Huh?
Well, no, my brother-in-law married my sister.
And your husband married Herman's daughter-in-law, is that it? You better explain about that proposal, Mrs. Sweet.
Well, we were invited by my brother-in-law and my sister to their house to dinner, and I think it was just about the middle of the soup course that my brother-in-law said that there was a nice apartment for rent next door, and they thought we'd make a nice neighbors, so why didn't we get married and occupy the apartment next door? So we got married and moved in.
Did you ever finish the soup?
I've forgotten.
Well, you're a nice couple, and it's been interesting talking to you. That's what I like about this program. You meet nice, normal people every day. Just like you and me. Now, before I proceed with this, I'd like the audience to know that there's a popular library edition of Kyle Crichton's book, The Marx Brothers, that is now on sale at all drugstores for 2 bits. That's true, and the book originally was $3. That'll give you an idea of the book. No, I may be prejudiced, but I think it's a wonderful book, and my advice to you is to rush down and buy a copy of this book. I'm sure you'll be crazy about it. All right, now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $3,500 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The engaged couples still lead with $320.
Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected songs about occupations as your category. Here's your first question. How much of the $20 will you try?
How much will we go?
$19.99.
$19.99?
$19.99. All right. What is the name of this song? Play, Jerry.
Vulgar Boatman?
The Vulgar Boatman.
And you're off to a good start. You have $39.99.
They really weren't very vulgar. They were nice fellas.
$39.98?
Yeah, that's good.
Remember, you're going for $3,500. You're going to bet $39.98? Give me the title of this song. Play, Jerry.
Let it rain.
Prisoner Song.
Prisoner Song is right.
You're claiming you have $79.97.
You will have $79.97. How much are you going to bet?
All right, go ahead.
$79.90.
All right, play it, Jerry.
Come on, you guess, too. Peanut Vendor.
Peanut Vendor is right. All right. Now you have $159.93.
Sure.
You had too much to say tonight anyway. All right. It's your last chance to be the other couples. You're going to bet what?
All of it.
All of it. Mm-hmm. Play it, Jerry. How much did they win? $319.86.
You wind up with $319.86, and that means that the engaged couple with $320 in just 1 minute get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $3,500 question.
We missed it by 14 cents.
Well, I'm
14 cents.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Easter time, when we all like to blossom forth in our new spring outfits, is a good time of year to think about our car, too. A good time to check up on its appearance for the summer driving ahead. Remember, when it comes to your car, good appearance is more than a matter of pride. It's also protection. So tomorrow, drive in to your DeSoto Plymouth dealers and tell him you'd like to have his springtime appearance special. There's no better way to maintain your car's present high value. First of all, your DeSoto Plymouth dealer will give your car a thorough washing and polishing, thus removing dust, dirt, salt, and grime. Your car will get a thorough cleaning job inside and out, including upholstery, carpeting, and luggage compartment, too. Your DeSoto Plymouth dealer will touch up any traffic scars that might mar the appearance of your car. He'll stop any rust wherever he finds it. He'll give your car a paint touch-up wherever it needs it. So drive in to your DeSoto Plymouth dealers for that springtime appearance special tomorrow. You'll be surprised how little it costs. Just look for the famous sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And here comes the winning couple, Groucho, the engaged couple, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $3,500 question.
Well, if you get this, you can get married tonight. All right, here we go for $3,500. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer, and please no help from the audience. When the government decided to build a hydrogen bomb, they chose a private corporation to do it for $1 a year. What corporation has been assigned to build this bomb? What is the answer you two have decided upon?
Oh, I read it. Was it the War Department they decided?
No, I asked you what corporation has been assigned.
No, I don't know.
Well, the correct answer is DuPont.
Yeah.
So that means the big question next week will be worth $4,000. Well, they lost the big money, but they won $400 in the quiz, George.
$320.
$320. Oh, congratulations, and give each other a big kiss. Thanks. Congratulations and thanks to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $4,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. 2 great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see the DeSoto fire don't make tomorrow.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. You're looking for trouble when you look away from the road. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith, music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Hello, come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
This is Bill Goodwin, speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's pure as fine Castiles. Well, it's Tuesday night again, time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen. We're broadcasting from the Naval Air Station on Terminal Island, California. And our guest is the lovely Ida Lupino, with Jimmy Cash, Felix Mills and his orchestra, and the Swantet. And now, meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. And now, before we join the Burnses, let's look in at one of Hollywood's great motion picture studios, where a producer is discussing his new picture with the beautiful and talented star, Ida Lupino.
I'm sorry, Mr. Atchison, but I just won't play the part.
But it's a perfect part for you, Ida. A psychopathic killer who murders her husband.
That's just the point. I've been a mad murderess in my last 3 pictures. People are starting to believe I really am one. Why, when I walk down the street, everybody yells, "Run for your lives, Lupino's loose again."
Oh, but listen, Ida.
Why, yesterday I stopped my car to give 3 kids a lift. When they saw it was me, they ran screaming.
Well, you know how children are.
These were sailors.
Oh.
When sailors run from me, things are really tough. Well, look, isn't there some other part in this picture I could play?
No, the only other woman is a scatterbrained little housewife, a sort of, Gracie Allen.
Well, I'd love to try that. Oh, no, I really would. Suppose I go over to Gracie Allen's house and watch her for a while. Then I could play a dizzy housewife perfectly.
Well, are you sure Gracie's as dizzy in real life as she is on the air?
She married George Burns, didn't she?
Uh-oh. Well, there goes my argument.
George.
What?
You want to know something? You're my great, big, strong, handsome dream lover.
What brought that on?
Just love, dear. We're so different, you and I. I'm like a shy, timid gazelle, and you're like a big, powerful gorilla.
Thanks very much.
Every day I love you a little more. Do you love me?
Oh, sure.
Well, let me hear you say it then.
I love you, I love you.
Oh, no. Say it nice.
Oh, Gracie.
Say it nice, George.
I love you, sweetheart.
That's my little sugar face. I could never get angry at you, no matter what you did, darling.
Good.
Could you get angry at me no matter what I did?
No.
You're sweet. Anyway, we can easily get along without it for a few days.
Without what?
The car. I smashed it up this afternoon.
You smashed up the car?
Kinda.
What do you mean, kinda?
Kinda completely.
Gracie.
Well, George, it wasn't my fault, honestly. This other car was parked at the curb with nobody in it, and I didn't see it until it ran into me.
A parked car with nobody in it ran into you?
Yes.
Any telephone poles crossing the street at the time?
George.
Look, Gracie, how many times have I told you that I...
Coming.
Hello, Gracie.
Well, Ida Lupino, come right in.
Thank you.
Oh, do you know my husband?
Why, yes, I saw your husband at a party a few months ago.
Oh, sure, I remember. You got there just as I started to sing.
Yes. Did anybody stay for the second chorus?
Yes, it was late. They kind of thinned out.
Well, it's so nice to see you, Ida.
Oh, thank you, Gracie. I'm here to ask your help. You see, I'm going to be a housewife, and I thought you might give me a little advice.
Well, I'd be glad to, Ida. George, you better leave the room.
Why?
Well, this is woman talk. Run along now.
Well, okay. I'll go down to the cigar store for a while.
Oh, I'm so thrilled that you're going to be a wife, Ida. And I'm flattered that you came to me to learn the facts.
But, Gracie...
Now, we'll start right at the beginning with the birds and the bees.
Birds and the bees?
Yes. Now, there are two kinds of birds. The he-bird, known as the male, and the she-bird, known as the female. Exciting, isn't it?
Very.
Well, now, when the male bird is young, he just whistles for fun. But as he gets older, he begins to whistle at female birds. That is known as mating.
Oh, Gracie, please.
Oh, I know it's embarrassing, but there are things every young girl should know. Now, Ida, after they're married, the male bird brings home food known as worms, and the female sits on their children known as eggs. Well, that's all.
Well, thank you very much. And now
for the bees.
Oh, no.
Yes. There are two kinds of bees. He-bees and she-bees.
You're sure I'm old enough for this?
Well, I hope so. Hundreds of he-bees hang around a she-bee until she picks out the one she wants. That is known as selective search.
Gracie, I hate to say this, but the advice I wanted was a little more advanced.
You mean you already knew about the birds and the bees?
Yes.
My goodness, you sophisticated Hollywood girls.
You see, Gracie, what I want to learn is...
Come in.
Oh, hiya, Gracie. I just dropped by to... Am I glad I did?
Miss Lupino, this is Mr. Goodwin.
How do you do?
Well, this is a pleasure, Miss Lupino. I've always thought you were the loveliest, the most charming, the most delightful, the most talented...
She's getting married soon, Bill.
Oh. Well, Miss Lupino, please don't tell Mr. Ickes what I just said.
Mr. Ickes?
Yeah, he hates to see oil wasted.
Bill, Ida came over to get some matrimonial advice. She already knows about the birds and the bees, and now she's ready for the advanced stuff.
Oh, well, I'm your man, Ida. Move over.
Yes. Bill's an authority. He's engaged to several girls. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, first a girl wants to show her husband that she's thoughtful and affectionate. So the minute the ceremony's over, she should grab him around the neck and give him a great big bar of Swan soap.
Soap?
Well, not just soap, Gracie. Swan, the new white floating soap. Now, that shows her husband that she's thoughtful, because Swan is 4 soaps in one. Not only great for his hands and face, but great for dishes and light laundry. And later on for bathing the baby, you know. Swan's a great wartime buy.
But her husband might prefer a kiss.
Oh, well, that comes now, when he carries her across the threshold.
Oh, that's a romantic moment.
Yeah.
Remember when George carried me across the threshold, Bill?
Yeah, well, I ought to. I helped him carry her.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Gracie, that's a girl's big moment. When her husband carries her across the threshold, she says, "Don't put me down, darling. Carry me right into the kitchen and let's wash the dishes with Swan."
What?
Well, he'll be delighted to find out that his little darling can make quick work of the dishes with Swan's long-lasting suds. And at the same time, never have to worry about rough red dishpanny hands. Because Swan is so mild and gentle.
Oh, well, now run along, Bill. Ida and I want to talk.
Well, okay. Goodbye, Miss Lupino. You follow my advice and your husband will always love you.
If he can see her for the stud.
You'll see her all right. She's very pretty.
Yeah, isn't she?
Yes, sir. Every bit as pretty as the stud. Well, goodbye, girl.
Now, Ida, where were we?
Well, Gracie, before we go any further, let me explain that I'm not actually getting married. I'm just going to be a housewife in a picture.
Oh, I see. And who's going to be your husband?
Probably Charles Boyer.
Oh. Well, I'm glad he's just going to be your husband in a picture.
Why?
Well, imagine George trying to explain the birds and the bees to Charles Boyer.
Our tenor, Jimmy Cash, with Felix Mills in the orchestra, and another top ballad of 43, If You Please. If You Please, Jane.
Did I see moonlight and magnolia trees? Smile again, my darling, if you please. Did I hear music on a warm spring breeze? Speak again, my darling, if you please. Did I feel cool September rain just then? If you please, touch my cheek with your hand again. When you are near me, I can dream with ease, and I'm yours, my darling, if you please. If you please, touch my cheek with your hand again. When you are near me, I can dream with ease, and I'm yours, my darling, if you please.
Ida Lupino still thinks she can play the part of a scatterbrained housewife in her next picture if she just watches Gracie in action.
You see, Gracie, the housewife I'm going to play in the picture is, well, actually, she's you.
Me?
Yes.
And Charles Boyer is George?
Well, yes.
I knew it. I knew they'd do it. Sooner or later, I knew they'd do it.
Do what?
Well, they made Antony and Cleopatra, Romeo and Juliet, and now George and Gracie.
Gracie.
The three great love affairs of history. And each one of them has an exciting climax for a picture. Cleopatra is bitten by a snake, Juliet drinks poison, and I marry George.
I see the similarity.
Oh, what a picture it'll be.
Now, tell me more about your married life, Gracie. It'll give me some ideas of how to play this part.
Well, now, I think one reason George and I are so happy together is that we have exactly the same likes and dislikes.
Really?
Yes. For example, I like to put my cold feet on his back, and he dislikes it.
I see. The same likes and dislikes.
Yes.
But what I really want to know is how you handle George.
Oh, well, now, the secret of keeping any husband happy is to show him that you appreciate his sense of humor. You know, laugh at all the funny things he says.
Oh, does George say funny things?
Oh, well, didn't you ever see him in vaudeville?
Yes, that's why I asked.
Oh, he's terribly humorous. Honestly, sometimes he... Oh, look. Look, he's coming up the walk now. You just watch and I'll show you my technique. Hello, dear.
Hello.
Well, say something funny.
Huh?
Oh, that's awfully cute.
Cute?
Oh, it's adorable. Come on, entertain Ida some more.
How?
Oh, wasn't that clever, Ida? How? That's his imitation of an Indian.
I hate to say this, but I almost missed the point.
Oh, you English people. Oh, but you haven't heard anything yet. He does the funniest imitation of an owl.
Who?
That's it. Isn't it marvelous, Ida?
Girls, I'm going in to read the paper. But before I leave, I've got one that really make you scream. If.
If. Oh, well, sometimes they're even too subtle for me.
Is he always that comical?
Oh, no, sometimes he gets very blue and despondent. And then, of course, I have to cheer him up.
Well, show me how you do that, Gracie.
Well, I've got a better idea. You do it. It'll be wonderful practice for your picture.
Say, it might be a bad.
Well, sure. Just pretend you're me and cheer him up as I would. Say exactly what you think I'd say.
All right.
Yes, I understand, Harry. Thanks for phoning. Goodbye. Oh, hello, Ida. Well, I just had some good news. Gracie smashed up the car today, but the insurance company is taking care of it. Great, huh?
Cheer up, George.
Huh?
Let a smile be your umbrella.
What?
Life is just a bowl of cherries.
Life is a...
Happiness is a thing called Joe.
What are you talking about?
I know you have a silver lining. Just turn yourself inside out.
Do you feel all right?
Ah, smile, George. Remember, it only takes 4 muscles to smile, but you use 12 when you frown.
Ida.
Or you would if you had that many muscles.
Now, wait a minute.
How do you feel now?
When you came in, I felt great.
I knew you'd snap out of it.
You know something? You sound like Gracie.
Oh, thank you, George.
Oh, Ida, that was just magnificent. You were me right to your fingertips. Except, of course, you're prettier.
Oh, Gracie, you shouldn't say that.
I have to. You're my guest.
Well, anyway, thanks to you, Gracie, this is one picture where I won't have to be a psychopathic murderess.
Oh, is there a psychopathic murderess in the picture?
Yes.
What a perfect part for me.
You?
Sure. They're always beautiful, seductive women who wear slinky clothes. All I need is the slinky clothes.
Gracie, you could never make anyone believe you're a murderer.
Oh, no. Well, you just watch this. I'll pretend this glass of water is poison, and I'll go in and get George to drink it.
But, Gracie...
Gracie, what's the matter with that Ida Lupino? She acts like she's crazy.
Really?
What was that?
Here, drink this water.
Thanks. I think I need it. There. You want the rest of it?
No. I'm too young to die.
To die? What's funny?
That water you drank was full of arsenic.
Arsenic?
Yes. I thought it was best that way. And Max is so messy.
You put arsenic in my water?
Why not? It isn't ration.
Why What is this, anyway?
Well, sweetheart, don't you get it? I'm acting. I'm a psychopathic killer.
Oh, this is murder.
Of course.
Oh, cut it out.
Time again for Felix Mills, his orchestra, and the Swantet, in a Mills interpretation of an old favorite, Sweet Rosie O'Grady.
No, of course you wouldn't, Gracie. That's a pretty gruesome scene where she kills her husband so she can run away with a crooner. You see...
Oh, is there a crooner in the picture?
Yes.
What a perfect part for George.
Oh, Gracie, please not that.
But George has a wonderful voice. You know how a bird sounds.
Yes, but...
Well, when George comes on the screen, you'll really hear the birds.
I can believe that. I've heard George sing.
When? Oh, at that party.
Yes, he sang a medley of Irving Berlin tunes, and by the time he got to All Alone, he was.
Oh, but Ida, have you heard George sing since he had his adenoids taken out?
Yes.
Oh. Well, for the picture, he could have them put back in.
No. I'm sorry, Gracie. I don't think George has the voice for the part.
Well, I'm back. Come on in, Bill.
Okay.
Oh, George. George, when you hear the news, Ida's producer is coming by, and we're going to ask him to let you sing in her picture.
Really?
Now, Gracie, I didn't say that.
Well, gee, Miss Lupino, you might at least listen to George. Gosh, he's great. Just give him a chance. That's all I ask.
Thanks, Bill.
Why, George can do Jolson, Cantor, Crosby, all of them. George, do that imitation of Jolson.
Okay.
You know, the one where you go, Swanee, Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swan Soap. You're really four soaps in one.
Now, Bill,
Then you do your recitation like Jolson, George. You know, Swan's a new white floating soap, folks. Listen to me, folks. It's a soap for your tub or shower, for bathing the baby, folks. Or doing the dishes or the little old light laundry. Mammy. Isn't he great, Ida?
Bill, if you just...
Now listen to him do his imitation of Ted Lewis, Ida. Go ahead, do that one, George.
Okay.
I want my baby bathed with Swan.
Bill.
Why, doctors recommend Swan for bathing the baby. It's pure as fine Castiles. And so mild it's kind even to a little baby's tender skin.
Now, Bill.
And since Swan is so mild, well, it's just swell for your hands and face, your complexion. Is everybody happy?
No, nobody.
Ida, listen, the kid is really great. Just listen to him. George, look, do that Bing Crosby imitation. Well, go ahead.
Well, all right.
You know, the one where you go, boo, break it in two.
Yeah.
Swan breaks in two so you can use half in the bathroom for your hands and face tub or shower, and half in the kitchen for your dishes and light laundry.
I surrender, dear.
Isn't he great, Ida?
Yes, Bill. Now I'm going to do an imitation of the RAF, and you're going to be Berlin.
Now, take it easy, George. I'm going.
Out. That guy's got a bar of soap where his brains ought to be.
Here, you go inside and limber up your voice. I'll call you when the producer gets here.
Okay. I'm going to get a paper doll that I could call my own.
Gracie, let's face it, even that sample wasn't any good.
Well, no. Gee, maybe he's getting a cold. He sang like he had a hog in his throat.
Most people say a frog, Gracie, but in this case, I think you're right.
Ida, I have some cough medicine here in the drawer that should cure him. Well, I hope this won't be too weak. It's only 2%.
Only 2%?
Yeah, 2% cough medicine and 98% alcohol.
98% alcohol. Goodness, don't give him too much of it.
Oh, alcohol won't affect George. He never drinks. Ida, pardon me for just a few minutes. Here, George, drink this.
What's that stuff?
Cough medicine.
I don't need any cough medicine.
But, dear, you want your voice to be in tip-top shape when Ida's producer gets here.
Oh, all right, let's have it.
That's a good voice. Drink it all down. Delicious, huh?
That's awful.
Well, you better have one more glass just to be safe.
Hey, that's enough. I haven't got pneumonia.
Here. And don't leave any.
Didn't taste so bad that time. Say, I think I better have a little more. Never mind the glass. Just hand me the bottle.
Here, dear.
Thanks. Awfully nice cough medicine.
How do you feel now, dear? What did you say? That's what I thought you said. Are you sure you feel all right?
Better felt never.
Huh?
Never felt better. What's the matter? Don't you understand English?
Is your throat all right?
Fine. But I seem to have a little stomach stubble.
Oh, my goodness, what have I done? Oh, my, it's the producer.
We're fine. Have him come in and produce.
George, you stay here.
Oh, no, I want to sing for the Purdue. Hiya, folks. I came in to sing for Mr. What's your name, Bud?
Atchison. But I hardly think this is the time to sing.
Is that so, Mr. Attitude? Well, I resent your Atchison.
Oh, please excuse him. His throat is a little tight.
Yes. Right down to his ankles.
Quiet, everybody. I'm going to sing. I'm going to get a paper pal that I could call my own. A pal that other fellas cannot.
Goodbye, Gracie. It's been fun.
Flirty guys
We must do this more often. Goodbye, Miss Ashton.
Well, have to there, darling, that I will.
George.
If I
stop.
come home each night.
George.
If I come home.
Stop.
If
Stop there.
Huh?
You can stop now. They're gone.
You mean to say he left?
Yes.
Gracie, I'll tell you a little secret. You know what I think?
What?
I think Mr. Atchison was as drunk as a goat.
Oh, go to hell.
Well, you'll hear from George and Gracie again in just a second. Meanwhile, I'd like to remind you that when it comes to taking care of your complexion, nothing can take the place of soap and water. But you've got to make sure the soap you use is mild and gentle. So, you better use Swan. You know that Swan is mild. You know that because doctors recommend Swan for even a baby's tender skin. And you know that Swan is pure, too. Pure as fine Castiles. So why spend a fortune for fancy toilet soaps all wrapped up in fancy packages when you can get pure, mild Swan and get 4 swell soaps in one? The soap for your complexion, for bathing the baby, for your dishes, and your light laundry. Swan, the new white floating soap that's in a class all by itself. Well, here they are again, that famous crooner and his ever-loving wife, Sugar Throat George and Gracie.
Oh, George. George, guess who's going to be the guest star on our program next week?
Who?
Kay Kaiser. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, well.
Oh, I'm so thrilled. Imagine meeting Kay Kaiser, the man who builds all those ships.
Yeah. Knock them out in boogie-woogie tempo.
Yeah.
And now I'd like to take a moment to wish all the luck in the world to Frank Galen, one of my writers who's been with me for 3 years and who goes into the service tomorrow.
All the best, Frank.
The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune into your Columbia station next week, same time. Our guest, Kay Kaiser. Remember, George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS, next Tuesday night. Tonight's program originated at the Naval Air Station, Terminal Island, California. And our thanks to Captain McGinnis for having us aboard. Insofar as the Navy does not endorse any product, this broadcast does not constitute an endorsement by the Navy Department. Now, till next Tuesday, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I Swan, how about you? Good night.
Show. A full half hour of entertainment with all the Amos and Andy characters, plus that famous quartet. Do our business, up to the Jubilee. Jeff Alexander, his chorus and his orchestra.
Right now, we find Andy in his office with his pal Amos. The Kingfish is just walking in.
Well, hello there, Kingfish. Come in.
Hi, Kingfish.
Hello, boys. How are you?
What you looking so sad about, Kingfish?
Well, tomorrow, boys, I'll be married 25 years. Yeah, well, Kingfish, that ain't nothing to be sad about.
Of course not. Think of the poor fellows that's only been married for 5 years and still got 20 to go.
Tell me this. Just what is wrong, Kingfish? Well, it's about me and my wife, Sapphire. The whole thing started about 4 years ago. Me and her was in the house talking.
George, do you realize that in 4 years it'll be our silver anniversary?
Sapphire, how time do fly. You mean it was that long ago that I hopped the silver?
No, George. Say, look what I got today. Here's a piggy bank.
Gee, that's a whopper. That's a big pig. That must be a foot long.
George, we're going to start saving together. How much change have you got in your pocket?
Well, counting the silver and everything, 18 cents.
Well, come on, put it in the piggy bank.
Well, now, wait a minute.
I said put it in the piggy bank, George.
Well...
I got 75 cents in change, and I'm putting that in, too.
Well, what happens now?
George, do you realize we has already done saved 93 cents?
Yeah, that's good, all right. Well, let's open up the bank now and split it. Come on.
George, you put that hammer down. We're going to put our change in this bank every day and save it.
Well, now, wait a minute. Don't be silly. I ain't got change to spare every day.
Well, how about saving some money on your cigars? Maybe smoke a cheaper brand.
A cheaper brand? Listen, these things that I get from my cigar maker now ain't no Coronas de la Coronas. I guarantee you that down in North Carolina at the tobacco auctions, my boy is the lowest bidder.
Listen, George, we'll both save a little change each day. And here's why we save it.
Mm-hmm.
I want something to look forward to, because in just 4 years, me and you is going to be married 25 years. And we ought to make a trip to the scene of our honeymoon.
Oh, what you want to do that for? When a man gets bit by a dog, you don't go back and stick out his leg again.
Don't you talk about our marriage. It's been wonderful.
Well, if it is, I'd like to know how.
George Stevens, you big bum, we'll pack this couple in time.
All right, shut up. So we're happy. Go ahead.
We had a wonderful time on our honeymoon. We've seen Niagara Falls. We was even there when the man went over the falls in a barrel.
Yeah, and if I'd have known then what I know now, I'd have gone over with him, too.
Well, just the same, George, we'll save all our change for the next 4 years. Put it in this piggy bank, and then on our silver anniversary, we'll take our honeymoon trip all over again.
Well, okay, honey, if that's what you want.
And, George, I'm going to look forward to this, so please, don't do nothing to spoil it.
Okay, honey, you can count on me.
Well, we got a good start. The piggy bank has already got money in it. Well, I'm going in the room and change so I can fix supper. George, put down that hammer.
Well, put it down, honey. I'll put it down right now. Well, that happened 4 years ago, huh, Kingfish? Yes, and Sapphire been putting money in there ever since. I've been dribbling a little in there, too.
Yeah, and you and Sapphire are going to take a trip pretty soon then. That is, if you ain't done hit that bank with a hammer.
Sapphire told me that she'd leave me if I messed with the piggy bank, so I ain't took nothing. Well, that's good. But let me tell you what did happen. One day, after we've been saving for about 2 years, I turned the pig upside down to get the name of the manufacturer off the bottom of the pig. And while I was moving the pig around there, trying to get a focus on the name, 48 cents done fell out there.
Yeah, well, that could happen, all right.
Well, anyway, a few months later after that, I started wondering what the patent number was on the bottom of the pig. So I turned it over, and there was a little bit of number. I didn't have my glasses on, so I started kind of shaking it into focus. You know what I mean?
How much did you focus out?
75 cents, focus out. Then accident started to happen. One day I was sitting there, and I just picked it up to see what the pig's stomach looked like. $1.25. Yeah, never will forget that day. A 25-cent piece and a $1 bill. Well, a $1 bill get out of that little slit. Well, I was putting on my button shoes at the time, and I just happened to have a button hook in my hand, you see. So between looking at the patent number, buttoning my shoes, and focusing, there ain't nothing left in the pig. That's what
Yeah, well, that's too bad.
And I love that pig. I used to call him a little paying fella. Yeah, she picked it up, and don't she know it's empty when she handled it? Well, I tell you, Amos, every time something fell out, you see, I always drop something in there to make up for the weight. Now, when the festivities start tomorrow, little do Sapphire know that our pig is going to have a litter of lead watches.
Listen, Kingfish, she's going to be mad, ain't she?
Mad? She told me that when she started that if I mess with that pig, she's going to leave me quick as a flash. Well, you is in trouble, Kingfish. Oh, I is in a mess, boys. I can hear the echo of the walls of Jericho falling on me now.
What walls is them?
Well, they fell on one man once. Sit down. Now listen, Andy. Gonna tell you about old Jester.
Gonna tell you about old Jester, who made the walls of Jericho come a-tumbling down. Jester did the battle around Jericho, around Jericho, around Jericho. Jester did the battle around Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down that morning. Jester did the battle around Jericho, around Jericho, around Jericho. Jester did the battle around Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down.
Good morning, Sister Mary. Well, how do you do, Brother John? Well, I won't stop and talk with you and tell you how I come along. I know you done heard about Jester Way. He was the son of Nut. He'd never stop his work until his work was done.
That morning, Jester did the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Jester did the battle of Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down.
You may talk about the kings of Gideon, beat up the chops about your men of Saul. Ain't none like Joshua at the battle of Jericho.
Jericho!
They tell the great story that Joshua's spear was well nigh 12 feet long, and the money that him was a double-edged sword, in his mouth was a gospel horn. But bold and brave each took salvation in his arms. Oh, blow them ram horns, Joshua cried, the devil can't do you no harm.
That morning, Jester did the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Jester did the battle of Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down.
Hey, up to the walls of Jericho, they won with spear in hand. Go blow them ram horns, Joshua, he's the rattling in my hand. Then the ram horns began to blow, the trumpets began to sound. Oh, Joshua shouted, glory, and the walls come tumbling down.
That morning, the ram and the sheep horns begin to blow, and the trumpets begin to sound. Oh, Joshua shouted, glory, and the walls come tumbling down. That morning, Joshua did the battle around Jericho, around Jericho, around Jericho. Joshua did the battle around Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down.
that piggy bank dealer's got me in a dilemma, and I am scared to go home.
Hey, wait a minute. Look here. Look who's coming across the street.
Well, that's Gabby Gibson, the politician. He really got himself in politics now, ain't he?
Hello, Gabby. Come on in.
Oh, hi, boys. Hi. Glad to see you. Sure is glad to see you.
Yeah, you ain't in the law business no more, is you? You done going into politics. What made you go in there?
Well, I tell you what, in the ward where I live, there was a horrible condition. A very horrible condition.
What was that?
Well, I tell you, boys, I saw that all the money was going into ward boss's pocket. Every cent was going into ward boss's pocket. So I did something about it. Shake hands with the new ward boss.
Oh, yeah. Say, Gabby, you being a politician, you might be able to do me a favor.
I got connections, Kingfish. Got connections.
Oh, this is a reporting favor, Gabby.
I can get you connections.
Oh, this favor means a lot to me.
Through me, you has got your connection. You got your connection.
I want to borrow $200.
You has just been disconnected.
Now, listen, Gabby, look here. I got to get $200.
I got an idea. Why don't you write a check on a foreign bank,
Hey, them is interesting words you just muttered there, Gabby. Come on, what's the move?
Well, if you write a check on a bank, say Australia, it would take 3 weeks for the check to bounce to Australia and 3 weeks for it to bounce back.
Yeah, say, that's a swell idea. And while that rubber check is being retreaded, I could raise some money and put it back. Look, how about you going down to the bank with me, Gabby?
Sorry, boys, I ain't got time. I got to go to an important meeting with all the political bosses. An important meeting. We got to decide if we was in favor of a third party.
Oh, you does, huh?
Yeah, you see, we had a party last night, the night before. We got to decide if we want a third one or not.
Say, Andy, look here. Gabby had an idea there. That's what I'm going to do. I is going down to the bank and tell the man that I is an Australian and see if I can get him to cash an Australian check for me for $200. Then I'll make it good later.
Hey, tell me this. Where is Australia? I just wondering, I wonder where your check is bouncing to.
Well, Australia sort of sticks out there in the Pacific. It's surrounded by water on 3 sides. That's what they call a penicillin,
Yeah, well, tell me this. What is I supposed to do about it?
Well, now, look, Andy, I'm going down to the bank and tell the man that I was Australian. Now, you come to the bank 3 minutes later after I do, walk up to me while I is talking to the man, and you think that I is your old friend from Australia. You see?
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Now, don't forget, when you come up, I is your old friend, Australia, down under.
Down under the man's desk?
Oh, no, just be there, Andy. I'll be talking to the vice president that okays the Australian check. I sure hope I can convince this Mr. Hawkins that I is Australian. Oh, here he comes.
How do you do? My name is Hawkins. The teller informs me you wish to cash a check on an Australian bank.
Yeah, Mr. Hawkins. I is an old Australian sheep herder, and I got a check right here. It's a little dusty from the trip, you see. Wait a minute here. I'll break the Anzacs off of it. There he goes right there.
Before we cash this check, Mr. Stevens, can you identify yourself? Do you have any credentials?
Well, I could show you my genuine Australian boomerang, but I throwed it out the hotel window this morning and he ain't come back yet.
Well, don't you have any identifications at all?
Well, I didn't bring much with me on this trip, Miss Hawkins. You see, I was only staying for 3-4 days. Let me see what I got in my pocket here. Here's some coins here. May have Australian one here. There's a peso. There's a ruble. What is this brown one here? Hey, by any chance, have you got a man in this country by the name of Lincoln?
Mr. Stevens, I hate to put you to all of this trouble. First, in the banking business, we occasionally have to accept a man at face value.
No.
And I would say that you look like a person in whom I could put complete trust.
You could? Well, in that case, I might stay around here for 3-4 months,
Oh, I would say this check is all right to be cash. That's 200 even. Now, how do you want this, Mr.
Give it to me in small change. I plan on doing a lot of tipping while I'm here,
Well, hoot, man, and tally ho. If it ain't Climbing Oh, my old, genuine, native-born Australian fella.
Oh, yeah. Just take it easy with it.
I beg your pardon. Are you a friend of Mr. Stevens?
Oh, yes, sir. We both take penicillin.
Oh, no. Just take it easy, Andy. We'll be through here in a minute.
Well, whenever you're ready to go down under, Mr. Stevens, let me know, and I'll go down with you.
tell me, Mr. Stevens, did you and this man here know each other in a business way in Australia?
Oh, I can answer that. For years, we've been partners in the kangaroo raising business.
Just a minute. I understood Mr. Stevens to say you raised sheep.
You see, what Miss Brown meant was that we raised us both. What we do is we crosses the sheep with the kangaroos.
Why do you do that?
Yeah, why is we've been doing that, Casey?
You see, so many of the baby kangaroos has been dying from pneumonia that we figured that by crossing with the sheep, their pouches would be wool-lined. That's what we did.
Why, Mr. Stevens, I think perhaps you better call back for this money later this afternoon, after we cable your bank in Australia.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. You say cable.
I must cable your bank for further information.
Well, how you like that? Just wait till the United Nations hears how you treated me, a naturalized Austrian. Come on, Andy. Let's take our business someplace else.
Yeah, to a bank without no cable system.
Yeah, come on, Andy. Let's go over here. We'll go over to see our lawyer Stonewall. He'll tell us what to do.
I got a right to sing the blues. I got a right to feel low down. I got a right to hang around, down around the river. A certain man in town just brought me down. All I see for me is got a right to sing the blues. Got a right to mourn and sigh. I got a right to sit and cry down around the river. I know the deep blue sea. The deep blue sea will be calling me. It's calling me. Say what you will and what you choose. I've got a right to sing the blues. I got a right to sing the blues. I got a right to moan and sigh. I got a right to sit and cry down around the river. Man River, know the deep blue sea will be calling me. Say what you will and what you choose. I'll sing the blues. What can I lose? I've got to sing the blues.
Well, Andy, we've been waiting here in Stonewall's office for an hour. I wonder when he's coming back.
Yeah, you need some legal advice, all right.
Well, come in, Stonewall.
Hello, boys. I'm sorry I'm late. I just got back from court where I was defending a client of mine that was arrested for driving too slow.
Wait a minute. How could he be arrested for driving too slow?
It was a stolen car, and the cops caught him.
Stonewall, the situation that our situation isn't as bad. Now, I done took some money out of my wife's piggy bank.
Another case of Piggy lost me.
Yeah. You see, Stonewall, after my wife's sapphire, I break open the bank and find the money gone. She might leave me, and I want to know if there's any hope.
Oh, plenty of hope, Kingfish. If you play your cards right, she'll leave you.
No.
Listen, Stonewall, the Kingfish don't want his wife to leave him.
Yeah, I don't know why she ever started this piggy bank stuff. She used to keep her money in her old pewter mug.
Oh, she swallowed it, huh?
No.
Well, I'd say my wife had a bank at home. See, I was tickling now and then. So I got a guy to go up to the house and steal the bank. But he ran into a lot of trouble.
How come?
Well, you see, every time the guy went over to steal the bank, my wife was at home and he'd run into her. And met my wife 5 times, but the 6th time, things worked out good.
He stole the bank.
I stole my wife.
That's an idea, though, that you got there. Do you know what I'll do? I'm going to get somebody to steal our pig.
Then you was all out of your trouble. Yeah, well, got to get back to court. A client of mine is suing a big beverage company.
Yeah, how's the trial coming?
Well, a funny thing happened yesterday. Right in the middle of the trial, a lawyer for the beverage company tried to bribe me. offered me 12 cases of ginger ale to drop the charges. Imagine trying to bribe a lawyer of my standing with a few cases of ginger ale.
Yeah, that was insult to your professional integrity.
It sure was. Well, I got to get on down to the 5 and 10 store and pick up a bottle opener. So long.
Andy, look here. Stonemore's got an idea. Here is the key to my house. I got another one. Now, look here. I will take my way to a moving picture show tonight, and while we is gone, you go in the kitchen, take the piggy bank. Now, it's on top of the icebox.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do, too. I'll leave by the back door and come down the fire escape to the alley.
That's what's up.
Well, George, that was nice of you taking me to a moving picture show.
Well, Sapphire, let's get on in the house here. I'll open the front door. Holy smokes, the piggy bank's going.
How do you know? You ain't opened the door.
I tell you what, I just had a free ammunition. That's what I had. Wait, let me go back in the kitchen and see. Now, look, honey, it's gone.
Oh, my goodness. With all our savings. Oh, Joe.
Well, we're having a good burglar season this year, honey. You can't help it.
Somebody's at the door. Let's see who it is.
Yeah, well, I'll answer. What can I do for you, officer?
Well, I'll tell you, folks. I was patrolling my beat when I saw a man come down the fire escape from your window holding a piggy bank under his arm and a chicken leg in his mouth.
Yeah, well, you didn't catch the man, did you?
No, I didn't.
Good. I mean, bad.
No, he escaped. When I started after him, he ran into a fence up the alley and dropped the piggy bank. And here it is right here. I know you'll be very glad to get it back.
Yeah, that's great,
Oh, me, that kingfish got the bank back. I run into the fence, got a lump on my head that's been throbbing all night. I'm going into the drugstore here and get Baldy Jackson to put something on there. Pardon me, Baldy. I'd like to see you.
Now, wait a minute. Don't you know better than to break in on a pharmacist when he's busy on the phone with the head physician at the emergency ward of the hospital? Keep your mouth shut. Well then, Doc. I don't want there to be any mistake, so you better give them ingredients to me once more, please, sir. Okay, doctor. I'll make it up right away and rush it over to the hospital to you. Yes. One more question, please, sir. Do you want it on rye or whole wheat? Goodbye.
Hey, wait a minute, Baldy. This is more important than that. I got a lump on my head here the size of a hen egg. You know anything about first aid?
Does I know anything about first aid?
Yeah.
I'm a registered pharmacist, ain't I? Let me look at your head here, son.
I'll tell you what kind of injury that is.
Who's asking you? I know a snake bite when I see it.
Wait a minute, here. It so happens I run into a wall.
What was a snake doing up there?
Listen, it's been throbbing all night. Can you stop the pain?
Oh, sure. Let's get over here to the medicine department. Here's a job salve I made myself. Hold still now. Hold still and we'll put it on good and thick.
Yeah, put it on there. Hey, wait a minute. Take it off. Take it off. It burns. It burns.
Burns, huh? I always wondered what that salve would do.
Well, what you want to put it on there for if you don't know what it's going to do?
Well, I can't find out what it's going to do to try it on something, Kenneth. Stop sensible, man.
Wait a minute. Let me wipe this stuff off. Here, let me look at that looking glass here. Now, look at there. You done burned some blisters on my head.
Oh, it's impossible to do that. This stuff ain't burned no blisters on your head. Let me see your head. You claim you got blisters. Well, ain't it the truth?
So that's why I asked you to come over here to my office, Sapphire, so I could tell you the whole story.
You mean to say that he took the money out of our piggy bank?
Yeah.
Why, that's big.
Now, wait a minute, Sapphire. Wait a minute. It was all for you. When you was going to be evicted out the house, he needed money to give you shelter, so he took it out the piggy bank. When you needed food during the last 4 winters, he had to go to that piggy bank to take care of you. So all the money that he took out of there was for your own good.
Well, the bank feels like it's full of money.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Sapphire. There ain't nothing in there but lead washers.
I know just how I'm going to handle this thing.
Stonewall, I tried what you told me about having the bank stole, but it didn't work.
Yeah, well, what'd you do then, Kingston?
Well, nothing to do but I pawned my watch. I sold my 2 suits of clothes, my one overcoat, 2 pair of shoes, my gold ring, even sold the studs to my full-dress suit. I got $200, got it broke down into change, and I put it in the piggy bank. Now I'm going home, and me and her going to open up the piggy bank together, and Sapphire never going to know that I've been tricking her for the last 4 years.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're a happy man. Good luck to you, Kingston.
Well, honey, I was home. Let's get the hammer and break the piggy bank open.
George, I found out the truth today, and you ain't got to put on that no more.
Yeah, well, what you talking about, honey? Let's open up the piggy bank.
Well, I wanted to save you a lot of embarrassment and explaining. So I took the piggy bank today just like it was and sold it to the junk dealer for $2. Oh.
That must be different than friend water. As the western does not mean not a thing. We will improvise the word that rock and swing. Swing the best you know. Radio T-O-K-O. Wrinkle, let's get radio. You will know. Wait until you hear us swing. Swing high, see though it may be found that the open. The pretty little kitty when you swing it soft and mellow. What cello so mellow. Every band would like to show you that he keeps the rhythm mellow. He keeps it mellow with smile. Listen, he's making me a fool. A fool of me. He's making you a fool of me. Oh, la, la, fool of me. He's making you a fool of me. No. I get the thought I may be. Well, the macaroni and bologna, I can never better. Balloon love, no, in the land of sunny Italy, I want to be better. Balloon love, no, well, great big red bananas, so hi-ho, hi-ho, we go, let's go, hi-ho, bananas, go, let's go, take me back to sunny Hill, take me back to sunny Hill, take me back to sunny Hill, take me back, take me back. You make me laugh, you make me laugh. That's such a funny thing you do.
Come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay, and Bluster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. It's time once again for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks, written by Al Lewis. Well, many of the nation's high school football teams played in postseason junior bowl games last week. Madison High School, where Our Miss Brooks teaches English, also received a bowl bid.
Yes, Madison was invited to play in the cereal bowl. The game was scheduled for last Saturday, and Friday morning at breakfast, my landlady, Mrs. Davis, asked me about the details.
Where has the team been invited to play, Connie?
In the stadium at Clay City, Mrs. Davis. And you ought to see how big our beloved principal is taking this invitation. Mr. Conklin's so puffed up, he looks like he was shot out of a cannon. If you'll pardon a little wishful thinking. The last few days, he's been absolutely memo-happy.
Memo-happy?
He sends out one inter-office communication after another. But the game tomorrow should be a lot of fun. Walter Denton, the team's manager, told me that the cheerleaders and the team and the band are all going down in buses. Then there's going to be a dance at the Clay City Hotel after the game. I'd give anything to go.
Then why don't you, Connie?
I haven't got anything. The tickets are pretty expensive, Mrs. Davis, and on my budget, well, it's just out of the question.
How about Mr. Boynton? Is he going?
Yes, he's got a ticket already, I believe.
Just one ticket?
Mr. Boynton's on a budget, too. There's still a chance for me to go along as a chaperone for the girl cheerleaders. Mr. Conklin's daughter, Harriet, told me that he's going to choose between Miss Enright and me today.
Miss Enright? But she's always making goo-goo eyes at Mr. Boynton. If she goes to Clay City for the game and the dance afterwards, she'll have him all to herself.
I thought of that, Mrs. Davis. That's why I'm giving Mr. Conklin his Christmas present a little early this year. Like in a half an hour.
Good. What are you giving Mr. Conklin?
A pair of nice woolen socks to keep his feet warm at the game. Oh, it isn't that I want to influence Mr. Conklin to select me instead of Miss Enright.
It isn't.
Of course it is.
Well, all's fair in love and war, Connie. Remember, Miss Enright will take any unfair advantage of you that she can.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Mrs. Davis.
You wouldn't?
Of course I would. And she would. At least she always has. Taken advantage, I mean.
Will you answer the door, please, Connie? I'll take the breakfast dishes into the kitchen.
All right, Mrs. Davis. It's probably Walter Denton. He's giving me a lift to school. Coming!
Good morning, Miss Brooks.
Miss Enright.
I was just driving to school, and knowing the usual condition of your car, I thought I might give you a ride this morning.
Well, that's very considerate, Miss Enright, but Walter Denton's picking me up any minute.
Oh. Well, there's another reason I stopped by. If I may come in out of the draft for a moment, I'll explain.
Oh, I'm sorry. Come in, Miss Enright. Sit down, won't you?
Well, I'd rather stand, I think. I've a new dress on, and the furniture doesn't look too dusted.
Better brush off your finger. We haven't vacuumed the doorbell in months.
You're so witty, darling. But I just wanted to tell you that in spite of our little differences in the past, I see no reason why we can't be more friendly in the new year, which is practically upon us.
Well, I'm sure that
As a matter of fact, I've brought a little peace offering with me, Miss Brooks. Here, I'd like you to have this ticket.
Ticket? To what, Miss Enright?
To the Fireman's Ball. My Aunt Jessie bought it weeks ago, but the poor darling just doesn't feel up to going this year. And rather than waste the ticket, we immediately thought of you. Auntie says it's a lot of fun for spinsters.
What time will you be there? Look, Miss Enright, I don't believe that an unmarried girl should consider herself a spinster until she reaches a certain age.
Well, don't be testy, darling. I'm sure you won't reach that age for months yet. Now, take the ticket and have a good time tomorrow night.
Oh, it's for tomorrow night. Now, that's a coincidence. The bowl dance is being held tomorrow night in Clay City, and one of us is supposed to chaperone that affair.
Oh, but I'm virtually assured of that position, Miss Brooks.
What makes you think so?
Oh, I could tell from dear Mr. Conklin's reaction to my visit yesterday. You see, I dropped into his office after school with a little gift for him. I always like to give out my Christmas presents early.
What potential chaperone doesn't? What did you give Mr. Conklin?
I gave him a lovely pair of woolen socks.
Woolen socks?
Yes, he was very appreciative. Seemed genuinely touched. But that's what I like about our principal anyway. He has such a warm heart. Don't you think so, Miss Brooks?
I don't know about his heart, but he's going to have the warmest feet in Clay City. I've got to have a few words with Mr. Conklin before my first class, Walter. Do you think we'll arrive at school in time?
I'll get you there in time to talk his arm off, Miss Brooks. You shouldn't worry about that job as chaperone. There's absolutely no doubt that you'll be chosen.
According to Harriet, it's still between Miss Enright and me.
But, Miss Brooks, anybody who could possibly pick Miss Enright over you for any kind of position should have Mr. Conklin's head examined. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion that he'll take you. And the dance ought to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. Harriet and I have promised each other every dance. Except maybe one or two she'll have to give Mr. Boynton.
Oh, then Mr. Boynton is definitely going.
I thought you knew. Yeah, he got his ticket Monday right after we were chosen to play in the bowl. He's followed the team through thick and thin, Miss Brooks. That's why you've just got to go tomorrow.
Well, how can I, Walter, unless I'm chosen chaperone?
Well, easy. You can still buy a ticket.
It's not that easy. There's only a limited supply, you know.
Of tickets?
Of money. And tickets. They're probably all sold out by now.
Oh, don't worry, Miss Brooks. We'll figure something out. But to get back to Mr. Conklin for a second. Since we've been chosen to play in the bowl, he's definitely lid-flipping material.
Lid-flipping material?
He's blowing his entire court, Miss Brooks. Every time I turn around, I get another memo. Look at this last communique he sent me yesterday afternoon.
Let's see it, Walter. From the office of the principal to the manager, such as he is, of the football team. As per my prior instructions, have you made sure the members of the school band are bringing their instruments? What do they think they're going to play on, tissue paper and combs? Not that it wouldn't be an improvement. Mr. Conklin is a man of many memos these days.
He sure is, Miss Brooks. But there isn't much we can do about it. After all, a school principal is a school principal.
I guess you're right, Walter. But under another set of circumstances, Mr. Conklin and I might get along beautifully.
What kind of circumstances, Miss Brooks?
If he were the principal of Madison High and I was an English teacher in Budapest.
Come in. Oh, it's you, Miss Brooks. What can I do for you?
Do you really want to know, Mr. Conklin?
No, it was just a figure of speech. Please be brief. I've got a lot on my mind.
Yes, sir. I'd like you to accept this little Christmas present, Mr. Conklin. I wanted you to have it early.
Thank you, Miss Brooks. What is it?
Well, it's a sort of surprise, a timely surprise.
As a man who suffers from hypertension, Miss Brooks, I find that surprises do very little for me. What's in the package?
Well, I'll give you a hint, Mr. Conklin. You received a present from another teacher yesterday, isn't that right?
Yes.
Well, if you had that present on and then put my present on, you'd be wearing a very bloated pair of shoes. Here, I'll just put it away in your closet. Oh, while I'm at it, I could clean out this closet for you, Mr. Conklin.
No, thank you, Miss Brooks. Miss Enright did that for me yesterday. As you know, I'm going to choose one of you as the chaperone for the trip tomorrow. I'll make my final decision at lunchtime.
Very good, Mr. Conklin. Have you completed all arrangements for tomorrow?
Practically. I've just finished another memo for those directly concerned with the trip. I call it Schedule A. Would you like to hear it? It reads at 7:30 a.m. Band members and cheerleaders under supervision of female chaperone will leave on bus number 1. Second half of contingent will be personally conducted by me and will leave at 8 o'clock on bus number 2. Signed, Osgood Conklin.
That certainly is explicit. I must say, Mr. Conklin, these memos of yours are a wonderful idea. Why, this schedule lists all the instructions so clearly and concisely that there couldn't possibly be the slightest confusion.
I'm quite slippery on this side, Miss Brooks. Perhaps you should start buttering up the other.
All right, Mr. Conklin, it's just that I realize that there's more to this expedition than the honor of being invited to a bowl football game. And I want you to know that I'm ready, willing, and able to accept the great responsibility, the hard work, and the free ticket that goes with it.
Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, will continue in just a moment. But first, here is Vern Smith. Now, proof that brushing teeth right after eating with Colgate Dental Cream helps stop tooth decay before it starts. Continuous research, hundreds of case histories, makes this the most conclusive proof in all dentifrice research on tooth decay. Eminent dental authorities supervise hundreds of college men and women for over 2 years. One group always brushed their teeth with Colgate right after eating. The other followed their usual dental care. The group using Colgate Dental Cream as directed, using Colgate's exclusively, showed a startling reduction in average number of cavities, far less tooth decay. The other group developed new cavities at a much higher rate. No other dentifrice offers proof of these results. Modern research shows decay is caused by mouth acids, which are at their worst right after eating. Brushing teeth with Colgate as directed helps remove acids before they harm enamel. Yes, Colgate contains all the necessary ingredients, including an exclusive patented ingredient for effective daily dental care. So remember, Always use Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay.
Well, when lunch period started, I made my last bid for Mr. Conklin's favor. I went to the school cafeteria and filled a tray with the best food available, then carried it down to his office so he could have his lunch in private. The door was ajar, so I walked right in. Surprise! Ah!
Oh, it's you, Miss Brooks. Come in.
Yes, do come in, darling. Miss Enright, what are you doing here?
Miss Enright was thoughtful enough to bring me some food from the cafeteria so I could have my lunch in private. Wasn't that sweet of her?
Sweet and swift.
What's that you have on the tray, Miss Brooks?
This? Oh, I just thought you might like a little dessert, Mr. Conklin.
What sort of dessert?
Roast loin of pork.
How terribly middle class.
Well, it looks delicious, but I've just finished a Swiss steak that Miss Enright brought me. I've got to watch my weight.
Oh, then I'll just take it back.
Put it down on my desk. I've a long day ahead of me. Now then, you're both wondering, no doubt, as to which of you is my final choice for the position of chaperone at the Clay City game and dance.
Well, there's no hurry about it, Mr. Conklin. If you want to... Who?
Well, it's not you, Miss Brooks.
Then you mean...
No, it's not you either, Miss Enright. I've decided that the ideal chaperone for this trip is Mrs. Conklin.
Mrs. Conklin?
Your wife?
An amazing deduction. Yes, the thought occurred to me this morning while I was mulling over a memo that the chaperone for girls should be a married woman. That eliminated Miss Enright, of course. And unless there's been a sudden and radical upheaval in your existence, you're not married either, Miss Brooks.
You're so right, Mr. Conklin. But if you'll excuse me now, I've got something very important to do in the cafeteria.
What's that, Miss Brooks?
I've got to start engineering a sudden and radical upheaval in my existence. Mr. Boynton. Well, this is a coincidence.
What is, Miss Brooks?
My running into you like this, after only 5 minutes of talking. But, Mr. Boynton, I wanted to talk to you about the weekend. Have you any plans?
Plans? Certainly, Miss Brooks. I've got a ticket to the Cereal Bowl game at Clay City.
But that's 80 miles away, Mr. Boynton. And I understand the trip is being made in buses, those drafty, old-fashioned buses.
Oh, they're not so bad, and the game should be a lot of fun.
Fun? Bucking those crowds? Then when you do get in, you have to sit on hard wooden benches with your feet on cold cement. And do you know what a breeding place for germs a mob of people can be?
But, Miss Brooks, people go to football games all the time and never catch anything.
Some people stay home and never catch anything. Look, Mr. Boynton, this game is for kids.
Oh, but there's a dance afterwards for everybody.
Fine dance. You know who's going to play the music for it? Our school orchestra. And have you heard them rehearsing lately?
Well, no, I haven't.
I have. They were running through Mule Train the other day. And the only instruments on key were the whips.
Now, I'm surprised at this attitude of yours, Miss Brooks. I thought you'd be keen to go. Didn't you even buy a ticket?
Buy a ticket? I wouldn't go to that clam bake if somebody gave me a ticket. Besides, there's a new movie coming to the Strand tomorrow that all the papers say may get the Academy Award. It's called All the King's Men. You wouldn't want to miss that, would you?
Well, I'll see that later on, Miss Brooks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get back to my laboratory before class starts. Some things I want to pack away for the weekend.
Go ahead, Mr. Boynton.
Well, I'll see you before I go, won't I? There's no hard feelings.
Oh, certainly not. No reason why you shouldn't go where you want to go when you want to go there. Is there?
I guess not. See you later, Miss Brooks.
Toodles. But instead I'll trust him implicitly. He can go where he wants to go, do what he wants to do. I don't care. My affection.
Excuse me, Miss Brooks, but I've got the most wonderful news for you. May I sit down for a minute?
Why, certainly, Harriet. What's the news?
Daddy just talked to Mother on the phone, and she doesn't feel up to going along tomorrow. So he picked you to chaperone the girls.
Me? What made him decide on me?
Well, to be perfectly honest about it, Miss Brooks, Daddy flipped a coin. He says if it was heads, you'd go, and tails, Miss Enright would go.
And the coin came up head?
3 times.
hardly believe it.
Oh, this is a real break, Miss Brooks. You got just utterly the last ticket in school. Oh, one more thing. Here's another memo from Daddy. He wants you to read it very carefully.
Let's see. Schedule B. At 7:30 a.m., band members and cheerleaders under supervision of female chaperones. Yeah, I know, Harriet. In fact, I knew Schedule B when it was only Schedule A. If you'll pardon me, Harriet, I've got to tell someone about the news you just brought me.
Who, Miss Brooks?
Oh, someone.
All right, Miss Brooks. And I know Mr. Boynton will be tickled to hear it.
Come in. Oh, hello, Miss Brooks.
After you left, Mr. Boynton, I got to thinking about our conversation.
Me too, Miss Brooks. And I've decided that I'm not going on the Clay City trip after all.
You're not going?
No, I'm selling my ticket to Mr. LeBlanche, the French teacher.
Selling your ticket? But, Mr. Boynton, you're missing the trip of the century. Cozy modern buses, the thrill of personal contact with that adorable horde of people at the stadium. And then there's the game itself. Tense, exciting action, viewed from comfy, form-fitting beaver board seats.
Just a minute, Miss Brooks. Are you going tomorrow?
Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
But you said in the cafeteria that you wouldn't go if somebody gave you a ticket. What made you change your mind?
Somebody gave me a ticket.
Miss Brooks, what about all the King's men?
All the King's men couldn't drag me away from Clay City tomorrow, Mr. Boynton. And I'm surprised that you don't feel the same way.
Well, I would like to root for the old team, but I've promised Mr. LeBlanche the ticket, and once I make a promise, I keep it. Well, don't worry about me, Miss Brooks. I'll find something to do. I'll probably take Miss Enright to a movie or something.
Miss Enright?
Well, yes, she loves movies, you know.
She loves sitting in movies. There's a difference. Honestly, Mr. Boynton, I just can't understand you sometimes.
How do you mean, Miss Brooks?
Well, doesn't being with the old team mean more to you than being with old Enright? Not that there's anything wrong with Miss Enright that a little chicanery, which I'm about to indulge in, couldn't eliminate, along with Miss Enright.
I'm afraid I don't follow you, Miss Brooks.
Let's keep it that way, Mr. Boynton, at least temporarily. I'll see you in a little while.
But, Miss Brooks, you don't...
Hiya, Miss Brooks. I've been looking all over for you. And Mr. Conklin wants you to read this memo right away.
Oh, let's see that, Walter. Schedule C. At 7:30 a.m., band members and cheerleaders will board bus number 1. Oh, great. I don't have to read this. I know this schedule backwards.
Well, you don't sound very enthusiastic about being chosen chaperone, Miss Brooks.
Frankly, Walter, I'm not.
But why not?
Well, it's a long, dull story in which the heroine cuts her own throat. But boiled down, it reads, Mr. Boynton isn't going. Now I'm stuck with a ticket for a trip I don't even want to make.
Hello, Miss Brooks. Walter?
Oh, it's you.
Hi, Miss Enright. If you ladies will excuse me, I've got to get over to the supply room and pick up some megaphones. We can finish our conversation in a few minutes, Miss Brooks.
Thanks a million, Walter.
Well, Mr. Conklin told me that you won the toss, Miss Brooks, and I suppose good sportsmanship demands that I offer my congratulations.
Well, thank you, Miss Enright. That is very sporting of you.
Of course, I had enough money in the bank to go on my own, but there just isn't a ticket to be had.
I know there isn't. Wait a minute. What would a ticket be worth to you, Miss Enright?
Why, do you have an extra one, Miss Brooks?
Would you give $5 for a ticket, Miss Enright? It includes bus fare and admission to the dance, you know.
Well, that sounds eminently fair, Miss Brooks. Here's the $5.
And here's the ticket. Well, I have to be running along now, Miss Enright. Hope you have a nice time over the weekend.
Oh, I'm sure we'll all have a nice time. You and Mr. Boynton and myself.
I'm sure we will, Miss Enright. Goodbye.
I wonder where she got this ticket.
Hi, Miss Enright. Well, I got all the equipment and stuff, and where did Miss Brooks go? I wanted to cheer her up a little.
Cheer her up?
Yeah. She seems kind of blue because Mr. Boynton isn't going to the game tomorrow.
Mr. Boynton is... So that's why she sold me the ticket. Walter, could I borrow one of those pennants you've got there?
Oh, sure, Miss Enright. What kind do you want?
Any kind, just so it's nice and sharp.
Come in.
It's me again, Mr. Boynton. There's something I'd like
I'm glad
to
you came back, Miss Brooks. I've been thinking this over very carefully, and I've decided that I've just got to go and root for our team tomorrow. No, those kids would never forgive me if I didn't come. Mr. LeBlanche will just have to understand.
You don't mean it, Mr. Boynton. You can't mean that you're going to ride 80 miles in the drafty old... and then buck like a germ-ridden mob for the privilege of watching 22 untalented children run into each other while you're sitting on a stone bench with your feet in your pockets.
I'm sorry, Miss Brooks. You can't talk me out of it this time. I'm going to the ball tomorrow or bust.
Oh, but Mr. Boynton.
Hey, I come in, Mr. Boynton. It's Miss Enright.
Stay right where you are, Miss Enright. I'll come out. Excuse me, Miss Boynton.
Well, what is all this?
Miss Brooks, I thought I'd find you here.
I know what you're thinking, Miss Enright, and you're perfectly justified in being annoyed with me, but I'd like to make it up to you if you'll let me.
What do you mean, Miss Brooks?
Here's your $5 back. Give me the ticket.
Well, I didn't expect you to be this honest. Here you are, Miss Brooks.
Thank you.
Oh, hello, Miss Enright.
Oh, hello, Mr. Boynton. I understand you're going to be in town over the weekend. How about taking in a movie together tomorrow night?
Oh, I'm afraid that's out of the question, Miss Enright. I'm going to Clay City tomorrow with the team.
Well, Miss Brooks, you've done it again. That's 2 touchdowns for you already.
Don't add up the score yet. I'm hoping to make some conversions tomorrow.
Eve Arden as our Miss Brooks returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight, yes, tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Luster Cream, world's finest shampoo. No other shampoo in the world gives K-Duma's magic blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Not a soap, not a liquid. Luster Cream shampoo leaves hair 3 ways lovelier. Fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft, manageable. Even in hardest water, Luster Cream lathers instantly. No special rinse needed after a Luster Cream shampoo. So gentle, Luster Cream is wonderful even for children's hair. Tonight, yes, tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo.
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a luster cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Saturday morning, as per Mr. Conklin's schedules, I boarded the 7:30 bus with the cheerleaders and the band. We arrived at the Clay City Hotel about half an hour before game time.
Isn't this a swell room, Miss Brooks?
Oh, it's very nice, Harriet.
This is where we're going to change our clothes for the dance tonight. The band has a suite right down the hall.
I'll get it. Hello, Miss Brooks speaking.
Hello, Miss Brooks. This is Mr. Conklin. All set up in your room?
Yes, and it's very comfortable, Mr. Conklin. How is your room?
Splendid, thank you. But that's not what I'm calling about. I had Walter Denton deliver Schedule C to you yesterday, Miss Brooks. Did you read it?
Oh, that wasn't necessary, Mr. Conklin. I remembered word for word the instructions you outlined in Schedules A and B.
Never mind A and B, Miss Brooks. Do you happen to have Schedule C handy?
Yes, sir. It's right here in my purse.
Then open it up and read it to me. I'll hang on.
Yes, sir. Here it is. It says, Schedule C. At 7:30 a.m., band members and cheerleaders will leave on bus number 1. Due to the fact that I have procured a much larger bus than was previously planned, bus number 2 has been canceled.
Read on, Miss Brooks.
Therefore, chaperone will delay departure of the bus until 8 a.m. But, Mr. Conklin, if the second bus was canceled, what transportation did you have?
None, Miss Brooks.
But you said you had a nice room.
Oh, I have a lovely room. You've seen it. Done in early American. Lots of nice maple and some fine old prints. There's only one thing I don't like about it, Miss Brooks.
What's that, Mr. Conklin?
It's in my home. 80 miles from Clay City.
Oh, this is terrible. I don't know what to say, Mr. Conklin. Why, I'm responsible for you being left all alone.
Oh, but I'm not alone, Miss Brooks.
You're not?
No, there are 25 of us here. The entire Madison football team! Now then, Miss Brooks, with the game due to commence in half an hour, who is going to take the field against Clay City?
The Madison Band, Mr. Conklin.
The band? You're going to have the band play football?
No, sir, mule train. That's one way we'll be sure to whip them.
Next week, tune into another Our Miss Brooks show brought to you by Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair and Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch. Men, here is actual factual proof of more comfortable, actually smoother shaves by using Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream. 1,251 men tried the Palmolive Lather way to shave described on the tube. And no matter how they shaved before, 3 out of 4 got more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Try Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream. See if you don't get more comfortable, actually smoother shaves the Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream way. For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North, the exciting, fun-packed adventures of an amateur detective and his beautiful wife. Tune in Tuesday evening over most of these same stations. And be with us again next week at this same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Bob Lamont speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
From Hollywood, the Raleigh Cigarette Program starring Red Skelton with Ozzie Nelson and his music, Harriet Hilliard and Wonderful Smith. Smokers, the old phrase, seeing is believing, is especially true in judging which cigarette is best. And you can see the difference. You can see the superiority of Raleigh cigarettes with your very eyes. Compare the open ends of a pack of Raleighs with any other brand. You'll see that the tobacco in Raleighs is brighter, unmistakably more golden in color. Experts will tell you these golden tobaccos are choicer, more expensive, more sought after by professional tobacco buyers. And into the exclusive Raleigh blend go 31 of these superior golden tobaccos, each selected for the distinctive flavor it contributes. No other cigarette is blended with more care. No other cigarette gives you Raleigh's richness, smoothness, mildness. Raleigh cigarettes give you valuable coupons, too, redeemable for over 70 luxury premiums, including United States Defense stamps. Look into Raleigh's, ladies and gentlemen. Your own eyes will give you proof beyond a dispute that it pays in many ways to get the pack with a coupon on the back. Raleigh cigarettes. And his orchestra playing Liza. And now we bring you Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's newest young comedian, the star of our show, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hiya, Truman.
Hi, old Red. Say, Red, I saw your picture on the front of Movie and Radio Guide, didn't I?
Yeah, did you see that, Brent?
Well, say, tell me, why did they use a picture like that?
What do you mean?
You holding 2 pieces of bread to Bill Thompson's head and him with a cup of coffee.
Well, that was the last picture that was taken of bread with butter on it and coffee with sugar in it.
Well, say, Red, I'm having a little trouble with this new daylight savings.
Yeah?
Yeah, tell me, did you remember to set your clock ahead?
Yeah, I set the clock ahead, all right, but I'm having a tough time setting myself ahead. My stomach has been grumbling all week, you know? Hey, did you hear what happened?
No.
They forgot to change the clocks at Camp Robert.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, the bugler overslept, and it's the first time the Army had breakfast in bed.
You know, Red, the government says by setting the time ahead, we'll save 500,000 kilowatt hours of electricity.
Oh, yeah? Well, all I know is I got my bill today, and it went up 60 cents. How are you, Harriet?
Hello, Red. So I've been wondering, Red, just what does this daylight saving time mean anyway?
Well, it means let's try to figure out what time it is in Chicago and go nuts.
I almost went nuts once.
You did, Ozzy? How was that, huh?
Well, I still haven't figured out whether to put the clock forward or backward.
Well, that depends on whether you're coming or going.
I haven't figured that out either.
Well, you know something? My objection to daylight savings is that I don't know when to get up in the morning.
Well, that's easy, True. You just look outside, and if it's darker than it was when you went to bed, it's time to get up. You know, for the whole week, I've been so sleepy of a morning, my eyes had to open me. I wish they'd hurry up about it, too. Say, you know, but I like the daylight saving time. It means another hour of sunshine.
Uh-huh.
Just think, another hour of sunshine for California. Altogether, that makes one.
Oh, well, it'll do people good to get up earlier and start squeezing their orange juice.
Yes, but think of the chickens.
I laid a big egg once.
You did, Ozzy?
Yeah, it was at a party. They laughed when I sat down at the piano.
What was the matter? No talent?
No stool.
You know, the farmers are the guy who really don't like the daylight saving.
Is it really bad for them, Red?
Sure, one farmer I knew set his clock backwards instead of forward.
Oh, what happened?
Well, the cow was right on schedule, and he was caught without his tails down. I was almost caught, too.
Say, Red, do you know what this longer day is going to mean to California motorists?
Yeah, an extra hour to run down pedestrians.
Well, there's been no accident on Hollywood Boulevard since the new time started.
Well, that's only natural, Harriet. The drivers are too sleepy to open their eyes and aim.
Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Prairie sky is wide and high, deep in the heart of Texas. The sage in bloom is like perfume, deep in the heart of Texas. Reminds me of the one I love, deep in the heart of Texas.
The coyotes wail along the trail, deep in the heart of Texas. The rabbits rush around the brush, deep in the heart of Texas. The cowboys cry, hi-yip-yay, deep in the heart of Texas. The doggies bawl and bawl and bawl, deep in the heart of Texas.
Now here's a big Texan here. Let's all listen to what he has to say.
If they have the dough, there's just one place I'd go. To Minneapolis, Minnesota. With songs and jokes and fine Swedish folks. In Minneapolis, Minnesota. With my Olga sweet and fair. I hope she's waiting there. In Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's wonderful and how. I think I'll go there now. To Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Texas, sung by Ozzie Harriet and Bernie Jones, and very good, too. Say, Harriet, since we have so many of the boys from the Army and the Navy in our audience tonight, what do you say? Let's show the folks listening in how we think Army camps are run and some of the things that happen. First, we have the tough sergeant from Texas, Sergeant Deadeye, who is just waking up. In the wrong camp. Oh, boy, what a night, what a night.
What happened last night, Sergeant Deadeye?
Well, I went to town on a furlough. I come running out of that bar and leaped about 6 feet in the air and lit flat on my back.
Well, why did you do that?
I could have swore I saw my horse standing there. Hey, you were supposed to be in camp last night at 11 o'clock, and you were out with a girl. How did that happen,
Well, I was standing on the corner minding my own business.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden this gal walks by and starts to flirt with me.
She flirts with you?
Yeah, she winked, then dropped her bottle of gin.
Hello, Sergeant. Sorry I'm late.
Well, Private old Reuben, button your coat, will
Button me coat? You must have been listening to Fibber McGee, too. Sergeant, I'm sorry I'm late. My grandmother came to see me, and I just had to say goodbye.
Yeah?
You know my poor old white-haired grandmother.
Yeah. We'll wipe the lipstick off and get in line. Say, Private Reuben, you're supposed to be with the mechanized division. Can you take a motor apart?
Oh, better than that, sir. I once took apart the Chattanooga Choo-Choo.
You took the Chattanooga Choo-Choo apart? Did you put it together again? I say, did you put it together again? Answer me, will you?
Well, if you want to go anywhere, you better take the Glendale bus.
Well, it's about time for inspection, boys.
Hey, Sergeant Deadeye, I can't find my gun.
Well, it must be around here somewhere.
I found it.
Now, help me find my eyebrows, will you? All right, attention, men. Hey, wonderful. Stick out your chest and pull in your stomach.
I can't, sir. You see my pants.
Say, pull in your stomach.
Yes, sir.
Mighty pretty shorts you're wearing. You better pull them up. The folks might think this is the Fred Allen show. Say, does your feet hurt?
No, sir.
Then what'd you cut the toes out of your shoes for?
I didn't. I spilled a cup of GI coffee on my foot.
All right, boys, we're going to have a little exercise now. Right leg up, right leg down. Left leg up, left leg down. Right leg up, left leg up. You know, if I wasn't a sergeant, I'd have swore I made a mistake. Look, Smith, before you go on sentry duty tonight, I want you to turn down my bed and haul that trash away and rinse out a few things for me, will you?
This is a two-man army. MacArthur and me doing all the work.
All right, company dismissed.
Pardon me, sir. Here's a package just come for Private Wonderful Smith.
Oh, boy, that's from home.
Oh, from home, huh? Look, wonderful, old pal. Let me help you carry it over to the cot.
Oh, no, it ain't heavy.
Well, you know, old pal, old buddy, that food sure looks good. You know, I could get somebody else on that detail, you know.
No, sir. It serves me right. I deserve to be punished.
I'll let you drive my Jeep.
I don't know how to drive, and I ain't got no license.
Well, a brother California. Now, look, you half-baked lug, you give me a bite of that home cooking or I'll beat you over the head with your head.
Pardon me, sir, a message.
Yeah, outside. This is maybe important one.
A message, yes, sir. Lana Turner's giving a dinner and she wants 6 men to come. Now, would any of you men... Gee, Sarge, why'd they get so excited about Lana Turner, huh?
I don't know. I guess she's a good cook. Then we have the draftees, and on his way to the draft board, we find Clem, the fellow from the country. Well, here I am on my way to the draft. There's something about a soldier. There's something about a soldier. There's something about a soldier. Well, looky here. There's Daisy June's house, and there's her old man sitting at the window waving his feet at me. I'll knock on the door. Hello? Hey? Hello? Hey! One of us is getting in a rut. Hey, Grandpa Gulp. This is Clem. Is Daisy June home?
Yeah, but you'll have to wait. She's milking the cow.
Oh, I'd like to see her. Where's she milking the cow?
Where is she milking the cow?
Yeah, where?
Ain't you never seen a cow? Hey, Clem, where are you going that you're wearing shoes?
Well, I'm going down to the draft board, Gramp, and stop ad-libbing. You used to be a soldier, didn't you?
Yep, Clem. Say what you do. Let me show you a few things, and when they see how smart you are, why, they'll make you officer.
They will?
Yes, sir. Come right over here, and I'll show you how to drill.
All right.
10, forward, march. What happened?
I started off with both feet at the same time.
Well, forget that. Now I'll show you how to do about face.
Yep.
First, you put one foot to the back of you. Yep. Then you turn on the ball of the other foot.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. Down, feet.
Ooh.
What's the matter?
Why didn't you tell me I had to turn my neck, too? Hey, where is Daisy June? How long does it take her to milk the cow, anyhow?
Oh, Plum forgot. She's down at the village helping examine the boys' draft board.
Okay, I'll see you later. Well, here I am at the draft board. Hey, miss. Is
that you, Clem?
Well, Daisy.
Is that you, Clem?
Yeah, who do you think?
I thought somebody sent me a comic Valentine.
Did you like my Valentine?
Didn't get it. What was it?
It was a big heart. I made it myself, and it said, Stinky loves Stinky.
Clem, sometimes when I look at you, I think there's nobody to home.
Hmm?
I said with you, there was nobody home.
That's all right. I'll tell him when he comes in. Hey, Daisy June, if I don't get drafted, I'd like to help you with a women's ambulance corps.
Would you like driving an ambulance?
Sure, beat driving a car. When I hit a pedestrian, I could pick up and deliver.
Well, I better start your examination. Clem, here, stretch out on the ground.
Stretch out on the ground?
Yes.
What are you going to do, kick dirt over me?
No, now, come on, lie down. First, take off your shirt. Now your jersey. Now your vest. Now your windbreaker.
Well, I'll be. I thought I lost that windbreaker last summer.
Now relax, Clem. Act knocked out, will you?
How do you do that? Oh, now I remember.
Stick out your tongue. Further. Okay, now put it back before it gets cold.
Okay. Well, there goes my shoes. Say, do you think they'll take me, Daisy June?
Well, now listen to your heart, Clem. Take your arm from around my neck.
Oh, I think you broke my arm.
What makes you think that?
It bends both ways.
Well, shall I break the other one?
What for?
Well, you want them to match, don't you? Now then, Clem, you go on into the army, doctor, for the rest of your examination.
Well, I'll say goodbye now, Daisy June, because they'll probably put me right on a train for camp.
Well, goodbye, Clem. Clem, how'd you make out? What's your classification?
I'm 104W.
104W? What does that mean?
I go right after women and children.
Cousin Elson and the orchestra have just played Pushin' Along.
All right, boys, now step right up and I'll explain this little car to you.
What is it?
It's called a Jeep.
A what?
A Jeep. Jeep.
Shall I get you some bites, Char Sergeant?
Now, quiet, Corny, or I'll play beanbag with your bean. Now, if you were going to make a trip across rough country, which would you rather drive? One of these or a nice streamlined job?
I'll take this Jeep because it's built for endurance.
That's good, my boy. You show a good sense of value.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's another test for your sense of values. Which would you rather have in your home? A beautiful bridge table or a lot of colorful advertising? Certainly, you'll choose the bridge table, and your judgment is 100% right. And that's why Raleigh Cigarettes advertise to you with premiums in respect to your good judgment and good taste. You see, the magnificent premiums you get with Raleigh coupons are actually a form of Raleigh cigarette advertising. Yes, these luxury items are bought and paid for out of our profits, just as any other form of advertising. We have selected this plan of spending our advertising money with you so that you profit doubly from each pack of Raleighs you buy. First, you get a finer quality cigarette, made with a choicer, the more expensive golden tobaccos. Second, you profit with bridge tables, silverware, electric clocks, and over 70 more luxurious Raleigh premiums. And in turn, we profit. Because each time you see these magnificent premiums, you're pleasantly reminded over and over again that it pays in many ways to smoke Raleighs. The next time, get the pack with the coupon on the back. Raleigh Cigarettes.
At every Army camp, we have visiting day. And driving up to the entrance, we find a lady and her little boy. So, Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the mean old meanie, huh? Ray, look, I ain't a soldier. Look at the stripes on me arm.
You'll have stripes somewhere else if you aren't careful.
Tom, Mommy. That is no time to start playing 20 mule team. Hey, Mommy, where's my BB gun? I want to play Dojo.
Oh, that darn BB gun. I'm sorry I bought it for you.
Are you really sorry you bought my BB gun, Mommy?
Yes, I am.
I'll bet the streetlight people are sorrier.
Oh, I thought we were having too many blackouts lately.
Hey, watch me play Dojo, Mama. Watch me go over the top.
Junior, you stop climbing over the seats of the car. You don't know the first thing about the Army.
I do so.
Well, we'll see. What do you know about Fort Sheridan?
Fort Sheridan?
Yes, why?
Well, I knew she had them, but I didn't think they would build a fort around her.
I'm talking about an Army camp, Junior. Look, I'll try again. What does KP mean?
Oh, that's easy. That means keep 'em peeling.
Oh, dear, you're as impossible as your father.
Hey, Ma, was Pop in the last war?
Yes, he was. He was attached to a French 75.
He was attached to a French 75?
Yes, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. He liked them much younger now, though, don't he?
Well, here we are at the Army camp.
Yeah, here we are.
Junior, now try and be good, will you? Are you going to be good?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Look, there's the guard.
Halt! Who goes there?
Nobody. We just stopped.
Junior, behave. Oh, Sentry, my uncle is Major Gudmundson.
Don't let her kid you, Bub. We is Jap.
Junior!
Oh, yes, I know now. The Major left the pass for you. So will you proceed with caution?
Okay. Hey, mister, ain't your gun supposed to have a bayonet on it?
Why, sure, it's right. All right, put it back! Don't look at
No, don't you dare hit him. You let me do it. I know his weaknesses.
Yeah. Look at that Jeep go!
Look, Junior, there's headquarters ahead.
Hey, what's that building over there with all the bars? Now I know why you brought me up here. This ain't no Army camp. It's a reform school. You throw me up the river. You double-crossed me. That's the dirtiest trick.
This is an Army camp. Look at the big guns.
Yeah, when I see big guns like that, it makes me wonder.
Makes you wonder what?
Why I waste my time with footballs.
Here's headquarters now, Junior.
You ain't got to swear.
Oh, look, there's the Major.
Oh, it's you, Harriet. How are you, my dear?
Just fine, Uncle. You remember Junior, don't you?
Yes, of course I remember it.
Hey, Major, you got your fighting pants on?
My fighting pants? Why, I guess so, Junior. This is my uniform.
You're awful tight. I bet you bend over, you get blitzkrieg. Hey, Major, can I shoot that gun you was toting?
You don't want to shoot my gun, do you?
Yes, I do. I shot the cannon in front of the city hall and blew it up.
Junior, why do you say things like that?
I don't know. I guess I get wicked.
Shall we go inside, Harriet? I want you to meet Major Smith, Burnham, Yule, and Du Bois.
I would say outside.
Oh, no, you won't. Uncle Sam has spent too much money building up the morale of the men. I'm not going to let you change it.
You let me stay here, I would tell.
You'll tell what?
I would tell everybody that you used to be a dash hound stretcher in a dog kennel.
Come on, Harriet. I'm sure Junior will be all right.
Well, here I am, on and on. I think I will look around for some unlocked spare tires. No, I better not. I better be careful. They may lock me up for a spy. Look at that big gun over there. I think I will go over.
Hey, boy, get away from that gun.
Where you got that boy stuff? I is Major Junior.
You look more like Major Disaster.
Hey, I understand there's a little trouble up in the front. Now, you go see what it is and report back to me.
What's your regiment?
Now, let's not get nosy, Bob. It's a military secret. Now, you find out what that trouble is up at the front.
All right, I'll be right back. I've got to get some help. Now, promise me you won't go near that gun.
I promise.
Well, your word's good enough for me. I'll go.
He don't know me very well, does he, Paul? Oh, look at this little door on this big gun. I think I will open it up. Yeah, look at that gun barrel. I wonder if that's big enough to crawl in. It looks big enough to crawl in. If I do, I get a whipping. I do it. I will crawl in the gun barrel and stick me little head out the other end like a gopher. Boy, it sure is dark in here. I wonder how the little bullets find their way around. Sure is deep, too. Uh-oh. What happened to that little hole I crawled in?
Here, Harriet, is one of the big guns. It's a 14-inch gun.
Oh, my. Are you using this for gun practice today?
Yes, we are, right now.
Uh-oh. That don't sound so good to me.
All right, men. Load the gun. It's loaded, sir. Take your positions.
In position, sir.
Ready to fire.
Wait a minute. Don't shoot.
That sounds like Junior. Where are you, Junior?
You pull that trigger, you find out.
Good heavens, what are you doing inside that gun?
I can tell you, but it would only lead to bloodshed.
You get out of there.
Oh, boy. Boy, I never do that again, boy. I sure is scared, Mommy Doll. Don't whip me, Mommy Doll.
Oh, don't you Mommy Doll me. You're going to get the whipping of your life. Bend over.
Pardon me, Major Junior. I checked up on that trouble at the front.
Yeah, well, you stick around, Bub, because now there's going to be a little trouble in the rear.
Ozzy Nelson and the orchestra are playing Thank Your Lucky Stars and Stripes. And here's something else for which you can thank your stars.
Pipe smokers, you'll get more pleasure out of your pipe if you put Sir Walter Raleigh into it. Sir Walter Raleigh is smooth and mild, blended to perfection from a combination of extra choice burleys. And flavor, Sir Walter Raleigh has a distinctive nut-like mellowness, a full, tangy richness that can't be beat. It burns even and cool, never bites your tongue, and the pleasing aroma of Sir Walter Raleigh is something that everyone enjoys. Men, smoke the quality pipe tobacco of America. Tonight, try Sir Walter Raleigh.
This program came to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Prell brings you The Life of Riley. Prell, the shampoo that removes unsightly dandruff, leaves hair radiantly lovely, presents The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley and a surprise visit by Burt Lancaster. From week to week, Chester A. Riley speculates on the future of his 13-year-old son, Junior. Last week, Junior showed signs of becoming a baseball player. The week before, pilot of a jet bomber. Today, his doting father watches him out in the backyard of the Rileys' little California bungalow, and the boy is about to reveal talent for still another profession.
What's Junior doing out there, Riley?
He's playing with Egbert Gillis.
Well, I can see that, but what's he mixing up in that barrel?
It's concrete. It looks like our little Junior is going to be a building contractor. Lots of money in that. That's a smart kid I got there.
Well, he stopped mixing the concrete. Look, Riley, he's got a gun.
It's just his BB gun. Hey, maybe Junior will go into the Army for a career. Lots of money in that. Great crap games.
Well, I don't like him playing with a gun. It gives boys crazy ideas.
Oh, don't worry about Junior. He's okay. My son wouldn't do nothing wrong. He's probably...
Riley, he's pointing the gun at Egbert. He's making him stand in that barrel of concrete. No, he's pouring more in. He's a gangster. That's your boy. A gangster. Well, what have you got to say now?
Lots of money in that, too. Junior, you stop that. What's the big idea?
Oh, we're just playing. Egbert's a stool pigeon, and I'm a mobster, and I'm giving him the business.
Now, you cut it out. I don't want you to grow up to be a gangster. Now, get rid of that concrete.
Oh, no, Papa. It took me all afternoon to make it.
If you want to play with the concrete, play something sensible, like housing. Egbert can be a war veteran, and you can be a contractor, and... never mind, be a gangster. Hi, Peg, I'm home.
Well, it's about time. I've been waiting for you.
Something wrong?
I didn't mean to do it, honest, Pop.
Junior did something naughty?
Naughty? This little roughneck just missed getting himself in jail.
Now, wait, Peg. He's not a roughneck. After all, boys will be boys.
Even when they go around with guns, like hoodlums?
My Junior's not a hoodlum. I tell you, boys will be boys.
Well, laugh this off. He took a shot at the window in Green Spreckles Grocery. Here's the bill. $15.
$15? You roughneck! You hoodlum!
What? It was an accident, Pop, honest.
Your boy here has got to stop these gangster tricks.
That's what I've been talking about.
Talk ain't enough. You got to act. Okay, in your room, young man.
But, Pop...
Hush!
Okay.
I'll teach him a lesson he won't forget.
Oh, Riley, you're not going to hit him?
No, of course not. He's a big boy. He's liable to hit me back. Young man?
Yeah, Pop?
Junior, I got to have a serious talk with you. You got to stop this stuff.
But, Pop, I
ain't really blaming you. It's them crime movies you go to. They put ideas into your head.
Well, no, they don't.
Yes, they do. What was the last movie you saw?
Well, it was one with Esther Williams.
Oh. Well, that can put ideas into your head, too.
What ideas?
Remind me to have another talk with you after this talk. Meanwhile, let's stick to this gangster business.
Well, it's just pretend, Pop. My club is putting on a play, and I got the part of a leader of a tough mob.
Oh, I get it. You think it's smart to be a gangster. You think it's nothing but thrills, easy money. You like to look up to these big shots.
Well, no, I don't, Pop.
Believe me, son, these gangsters ain't nothing much. You may think they're heroes, but they're all yellow rats.
Well, I saw a movie where
Sure, the movies. That's just make-believe. Let me tell you this true story of a gangster. Happened in Brooklyn years ago. There was a young boy just like yourself, good-looking, brainy, but the brakes was against him. Whenever he did something wrong, his old man, instead of reasoning with him, he'd put him across his knee and whacked him. He'd whack him and whack him and whack him, and what was the result? He became a dead-end kid. He began to steal. First, it was just little things like apples off of push carts, and then bigger things, watermelons. Soon he was holding up banks. One crime led to another. Pretty soon he was the king of the rackets. Everybody was scared of him. But then, like all crooks, one day the law caught up with him. A stoolie put the finger on him. Next thing he knew, he was in the death house. The day got closer when it was his turn to go.
and everybody wondered the same thing. Would he go like a man or would he crack? Then they came for him, but still he didn't crack. Step by step, they came closer and closer to the little green door. Would he break? Would he crack now? Slowly, they opened the little green door. He could see the chair. And then, his nerves snapped. He shook like the yellow rat that he was. He began screaming, I don't want to die! I don't want to die! They had to carry him to the chair. They strapped him in and he kept on screaming until they pulled the switch. Son, that no good yellow whimpering rat was Chester Raliegh.
Pop, what are you trying to hand me? If they pull the switch on you, how come you're still alive?
No juice. The warden forgot to pay the electric bill. And let that be a lesson to you, Junior.
Well, so much for Riley's views on gangsters. Brave words indeed. But as they say in the daytime serials, little does our hero know that before another 24 hours have elapsed, he will come face to face with a real gangster. And now, let's take a look at this ruthless killer. Observe him closely. The small, close-set eyes, the prison pallor, the thin, cruel mouth, the telltale nervous twitch. Right now he stands tensely, a Tommy gun in his hands, a vicious snarl on his face, his trigger finger poised as he comes face to face with a rival mob.
All right, you rat, I guess I covered. Drop your gun. Put him up. So, you thought you'd pull a fast one, huh? Well, I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to rub you out, one by one. Ooh. They got me. Who done it? Louie! Louie didn't drop his gun. Oh.
Okay, we'll print that. We're through shooting for today, Bert.
Whew. Okay, Norman. Boy, I'll sure be glad when this picture's finished. I'm getting shell-shocked from the noise.
Oh, Bert. Bert Lancaster.
Here I am, Harold.
Bert, here's the props you asked for. A Tommy gun, a sawed-off shotgun, and a Luger pistol.
Thanks.
What do you want them for anyway?
Oh, I'm doing a comedy act for a benefit show tonight. We need some props.
Well, I can send them over to the theater for you.
No, I'll take them with me in my car. I've got to go down there now for rehearsal anyway. Thanks, Harold. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Sit down, Riley. The next bus won't be for 20 minutes. Yeah, well, I ain't waiting that long. I'm getting a lift. Come on, Gillis.
Oh, no, not me. I ain't hitchhiking.
Why not?
Not with no pay envelope in my pocket. I don't want to get held up.
Go on, who's going to hold you up?
That's how they operate now. They give you lifts. What's the matter? Don't you read the papers? Like this here blonde bandit.
You mean a dame?
Yeah. And what a dame. Gorgeous. A face like an angel and a figure like... It should only happen to my wife.
Well, what does this dame do?
What, you're waiting for a lift, see?
Yeah.
Along comes this here beautiful blonde in a snazzy convertible.
Yeah.
She smiles at you, you smile back. She winks at you, you wink back. She opens the door, you get in, and off you go.
Then what?
First thing you know, you're driving home the long way. Through Mulholland Drive.
Why?
You find that out when she stops the car in a lonely spot. She snuggles up to you, puts her arms around you, kisses you, and strokes your temple. Yeah. Only she's stroking it with the muzzle of a .45. Goodbye pay envelope. And believe me, it could happen to you.
No, not me. I'd never be that lucky. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to get a lift.
I'm waiting for the next bus.
Okay, so long.
So long.
Hey, lift. Maybe the next one. Hey, a lift, mister?
Sure, hop in.
Oh, thanks, mister.
Where are you going?
Blueview Terrace.
Oh, really? I go right by there.
Oh, that's great. My name is Riley.
Hi, Riley.
You know, Your face looks familiar. I've seen you somewhere before.
It's possible.
What line of work are you in?
I'm in the movies.
With that face, who are you trying to kid?
Look, fella, I'm not kidding.
Well, okay, if you don't want to tell me, that's your business. You must be doing pretty good, though, to afford a convertible like this.
Well, I do okay. Say, you got enough room for your feet there? If that thing on the floor is in your way, I'll move it for you.
Oh, you mean this here Tommy gun? No, that don't bother. This Tommy gun?
Yeah, I've got a job to do tonight, and I need it.
Tommy gun? And a convertible. You're the blonde bandit.
What?
Don't kiss me, I'm married. I thought you were a girl. Stop the car.
Listen, this gun is only...
Don't shoot, please. Here's my wallet. It's got my pay envelope in it. Take it, only don't shoot. Please, I'm too young to die.
Hey, wait, you come back here. What a jerk. I better find out who he is. Maybe he's got his name in his wallet. Oh, here's his business card. Chester A. Riley, riveter. Office hours, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sundays by appointment only. Holy smoke, this jerk is a nut.
Krell will bring you the second act of The Life of Riley in a moment. For the big movie laugh of the year, try living The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix. The picture is showing right now in New Orleans, Memphis, and Des Moines, and opens next Friday in Detroit. Don't miss it. And now back to The Life of Riley, and Riley's at home now, giving his wife and son an account of his encounter with a sinister hold-up man, with slight exaggerations.
There I was, Peg, face to face with this gun-mad killer. His Tommy gun pressing into my ribs.
Oh, Riley.
Gee, Pop.
I could see his finger curling around the trigger. Your money or your life, he says to me.
Well, gee, Pop, what'd you do?
Well, what do you think I did? I told you they're all yellow when it comes to a showdown. I looked this rat square in the eye and I says, you ain't getting no money from me. Then I grabbed the gun. We're struggling when suddenly there's a blinding flash. He's pulled the trigger.
He did?
But luckily I saw the bullet coming and I ducked. Another quarter of an inch.
Riley, if you were in a car and the car was going
now,
all
please,
this...
Peg, I'm telling this story. Please don't interrupt me.
Yeah, go on, Pop.
Yeah, well, here I was face to face with this killer. His knife pressing into my ribs.
A knife? I thought he had a gun.
The gun had a bayonet. Starts pressing it into my ribs. That's when he got under my skin. So I let him have it.
With what, Pop?
I butted him in the belly with my head. Then I went to work on him with my fists. Crack! Where's your nerve now, I said. Crack! Where's your guts? Crack! Where's your bravery?
Where's your pay envelope?
Yeah, where's your pay?
Well, where is it?
Well, the fact is, he got it.
But you beat him up.
Well, yeah. Well, that's just it. Well, when I saw him laying on the ground there bleeding, well, you know me, I'm just a softy. I gave him my pay envelope for hospital expenses.
So you haven't got it. That's what I suspected all along. I just wanted to see how far you'd go with this fantastic story.
You don't believe me?
Oh, making up a yarn like that just to hide the fact that you spent your pay on some foolishness. I wouldn't mind if you came right out with the truth, but when you start giving me a fairy tale...
Now, just a minute, Peg. You got no right calling me a liar in front of Junior.
That's okay, Pop. I don't mind.
You're all against me. I told you the truth. Maybe it didn't happen exactly like I said, but I was held up by a gangster. And I had to give him my wallet. Not that I was worried about my life, but, well, I done it for you, Peg, because I knew how miserable you'd be without me. A lonely widow. But now you're going to find out what it means to live without me, because I'm leaving and I ain't coming back.
Riley!
Till supper time. can't understand him. I did it for her sake. No gratitude. After all, where would Peg be if she was a widow?
The question is, where would you be?
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it is I indeed. Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker. Greetings, Riley. You look horrible.
I don't feel so hot, Digger. Nothing but trouble.
Oh, yes, you're not the only one. Only this morning, a gang of hoodlums pilfered a poster from a movie theater and hung it on the door of my business establishment. Ooh, I was mortified.
Well, why? What did the poster say?
Come in and live the life of Riley.
Well, that's nothing compared to what I went through today. Digger, did a gangster ever hold you up?
No, but 6 of us once held up a gangster. That was in my pallbearer days. Carry on, Riley.
No, it was awful. He had this Tommy gun, see? And he made me give him my pay envelope. When I saw that gun, I thought sure he was going to give me the business.
You mean give me the business?
Well, on top of that, I had a fight with Peg. She wouldn't believe me. She thought I spent the money. Oh, it was a terrible scrap. I ran out of the house. I think we're through, Digger.
Oh, nonsense, Riley. Patch things up. Go home. And say to her, darling, let's live and let live. If you'll excuse the expression.
Yeah, you're right, Digger. I guess I acted kind of foolish.
I shall accompany you as a peacemaker. Come along.
Oh, Digger, you're the best friend I got. You always help me.
Well, I try to. But you're so impulsive, Riley. Beware lest you end up like an ex-client of mine, Mac the Lumberjack, whose epitaph now reads, "Here lies Mac the Lumberjack, who went out on a limb to hack it. But alas for our friend, he chopped the wrong end. Now he's wearing a lumber jacket." Well, come along. We'd better be shoveling off.
Yes?
Mrs. Riley?
Yes.
I'm Bert Lancaster.
Oh, Bert Lancaster. Oh.
May I come in?
Oh, yes, come in.
I've come to return your husband's wallet.
Oh, his wallet? Well, I don't understand. How did you
Well, didn't he say anything about being held up?
Well, yes, he did, but I thought he was just kidding me.
I'm afraid that I was the bandit. You see, I gave him a lift in my car, and I had a prop gun, and, well, somehow he got the idea I was holding him up, so he handed me his wallet, and he ran away.
Oh, you mean he just handed you his wallet?
Huh?
I better get a gun for paydays. Oh, that husband of mine. Sometimes he acts like a... Well, he's really all right.
I'm going nuts, I tell you. Stir crazy. I'll blow my top. Whoa!
Your husband?
No, my son.
Sounds a lot like his father.
Junior, you stop that noise.
Well, I gotta rehearse my play, Mom. If I don't... Hey, it's Bert Lancaster. Gee.
Hello, Junior.
Gee.
Oh, Junior's acting in a play. He wrote it himself.
Oh, is he? Well, let's hear some of it, Sonny.
Oh, no.
Go on, Junior. He's pretty good at it.
Come on, fella, let's hear it.
Well, there's this part with the fella and the girl, and he says, come on, babe, we're blowing town, you and me. Come on, what do you say?
Well, that's not bad. But I think you can give it a little more. Here, look, I'll show you. Come on, baby. We're blowing town. You and me. Come on, what do you say? Wait a minute, Mrs. Riley. You read the girl's part here.
Oh, no, I can't act.
Oh, yeah, go on, Mom.
Well, all right.
Okay, fine. Let's start at the top of the page.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. We're blowing town. You and me. Come on, what do you say, baby?
You don't want me, killer. I'm not for you.
Listen, baby, I ain't kidding. I'm giving it to you straight. We're blowing town, see? We're making a fresh start.
Well, here's my house, Digger. You think I should go in?
Indubitably, man. And cheer up. Remember, I'm right behind you.
Wait a minute. Digger, look, that car.
Ah, yes. Nice paint job. Beautiful shade of black.
But it's his. The gangster's. He's in the house.
Yes? But why? If he stole your wallet.
The wallet. That's it. Peg's picture was in it. Young. Beautiful.
I don't follow you, man.
Don't you understand, Digger? That's the way these gangsters are. What they see, they want. And what they want, they take. That beast has come after Peg. He doesn't know the picture is 20 years old. Come on, Digger, quick, in the house.
Steady now, man. As we say in our profession, be sure of your ground before you jump in.
They're in the living room. We'll sneak up on him.
Good idea.
Quiet, Digger. He'll hear you coming.
He'll be the first one.
Listen. What do you say, baby? You're for me. Digger, I told you. But he don't know how Peg loves me. Watch how Peg tells him off.
The minute I seen you, I said, that's for me. Your class. What do you say, honey?
Honey? Now he's going to get it.
We'll head for the bright lights. Big dough, diamonds, slinky gown. They're all yours. What do you say, luscious? Give that jerk husband of yours the air.
Jerk? Now he's going to get it.
Killer, I'll give you a quick answer. Give me 5 minutes to pack.
Looks like I'm going to get it.
The plane leaves at midnight. Just you and me, baby. I got 2 tickets to Honolulu.
Oh, yeah? Well, you better get free. Nobody can run away with my wife unless I go along.
Riley, what are you doing?
Stay out of this, Peg. I'll settle this man to man. Put him up. I'm coming at you.
Now, wait, Riley. Don't.
Riley, get up.
I didn't hit him. He ran into the door.
Oh, he got me. The yellow rat, he pulled a gun on me.
Riley, get up.
No, I'm done for. I can feel the hole in my head.
Take your finger out of your mouth. Get up.
Peg, call the cops.
Riley, listen to me. This is Burt Lancaster, the movie actor.
Huh?
I came here to return your wallet that you so generously gave me.
Huh?
He was reading that play of Junior's.
Huh?
You know, this guy's got a mind like a whip.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Lancaster, didn't you come here to run away with my wife?
Of course not.
What a revolting development this is.
Pop, I was only rehearsing that play.
I don't care. No more of this play acting. You got to cut out this gangster stuff. First thing you know, you'll wind up robbing banks.
Okay, Pop.
Yeah, and I want you to go to Greenspreckle and apologize for breaking his window with your gun. Oh, and here's $15 to pay for the damage. And believe me, I can use this money for myself, but I'm letting you have it.
Oh, thanks, Pop. You're swell. But you didn't have to do it. I was going to pay for the window with the dough in my piggy bank.
That's all right, son. Where do you think this came from?
Procter & Gamble invites you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Tonight's script is by Alan Lipscott, Reuben Shipp, and Dick Powell. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow. Digger Odell is John Brown. Our thanks to Burt Lancaster for his visit, and good luck to him when he appears with the Cole Brothers Circus starting April 14th. The Life of Riley is produced by Irving Brecker. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.